Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the lurk, PP. Thank you for 4 months as well. You're wonderful. I love you, lady. We're in Sultan's game now. We have started a whole new game, and this came out just at the end of March 30th, or 31st, actually, I think. So it's not been out for very long, but this is a game by Double Cross and published by 2P Games. And I'm utterly obsessed. Okay? This game... I played through the demo of it, and it was just a gorgeous, beautiful game. So, let's get into it, shall we? New game. Now, long ago, in a distant land, there was a mighty sultan. 8 years ago, this sultan ascended to the throne over his father's corpse and inherited this vast empire. He was a cruel and cunning ruler, ruthless to his enemies and kin alike, and had an innate thirst for the misfortune of others. He made his subjects fear him, which made his rule unshakable. Wealth, status, slaves, he had whatever he desired. People bent their backs before him. The flowers in the winter garden bloomed overnight at his command. Our invincible monarch. We live in a great empire. A king favored by the true God. My love, my eagle. Boring. Day after day, the great sultan had exhausted all earthly pleasures, all the things that past sultans and kings had enjoyed. Ultimately, he got tired of it. To have everything but no joy was truly vexing. What fun shall I have today? Is there nothing new to please me? Your Majesty, someone outside pleads for an audience to present you a game. Bring them in. This stranger claims to be a magician from a distant land and has brought a game favored by monarchs from other continents. The essence of the game is to re-experience all of your power in a more thrilling and entertaining way, she says. I have a box full of cards, each corresponding to an indulgence only the Sultan is entitled to enjoy. Bring it up. Every time you draw, you receive a random card. They are called Sultan's cards by those of distant lands. The card depicts tasks to be completed. The first to exhaust all the cards in the box shall be known as King of Kings, Sultan of Sultans. There are 4 types of tasks in total. If your Majesty would allow me, I would like to explain them one by one. She bows her head and raises the wooden box. Please, your Supreme Majesty, tap on the box to draw your first card. Yeah, the man seriously needs to know how to have fun. Silver carnality. A silver carnality card. Behold, there are 2 parts to every Sultan card. Carnality refers to physical pleasures, and silver, its color, its tier, refers to the tier of objects of pleasure. Though all things are but ants at your feet, O great Sultan, they are unequal to their insignificance. They are unequal in their insignificance. Some would always be a little bit nobler, and you have the right to dictate your subjects' worth. So now you can kind of come to understand that these are different levels of significance. The Sultan is a gold card, and the gold cards are the highest. Silver comes after. Bronze comes third, and last but not least, stone. And this name was Richard Garfield. Well, this is the witch in question. You never see her face. If your majesty so commands, it would delight me greatly to explain this game to you. But of course, you are the Sultan, supreme in station and wisdom, infinite in glory and radiance. Without my humble counsels, you would surely master it in no time. Well, seeing as you guys have never actually seen what this game is about, I will chat with her so that you can learn all the things about the game. I can answer all your questions, but seeing is believing. You will love this game once you play it. Let us talk about the cards. The Sultan's game has 4 kinds of cards, each with 4 tiers. They represent challenges you must complete after drawing them. Worry not, magic ensures that cheating is impossible. So, the tiers of the cards. Ah, you've noticed it. The Sultan's game has granted you the power to see everything in its proper tier: gold, silver, bronze, and stone. Even the Sultan's cards bow to this hierarchy, nestled neatly within these 4 ranks. Now, resolving a Sultan card typically demands a character of item of matching caliber, bronze for bronze, silver for silver. But to make the game more amenable, should you wield a higher tier piece, it can serve to settle a lesser card. For instance, you might sacrifice a silver target to satisfy a bronze bloodshed card. Basically, yes, Trav. Complete or die. But he's the Sultan. Nobody could kill him. Nobody. Really. But yes, so the tiers, as I have stated, are any tier will complete a bronze card, or I'm sorry, a stone card. Bronze or up completes a bronze card. Silver or higher completes a silver card. Only a gold card can satisfy a gold card. So there you have it. But the types of Sultan cards we have yet to find out about. Carnality we have already gotten. There are 4 types of Sultan cards, each with a different way to be resolved. Which one would you like to hear about? Well, we'll start with carnality since we got that one first. To lie with women, with men, or any other arrangement your imagination conjures. Any such unions suffice to fill the carnality's card demand. A simple matter, truly, for one of your boundless creativity. But there's a wrinkle to consider. The same companion cannot be reused to resolve multiple carnality cards, at least not without evaluating their station or employing more inventive methods. So, for example, if you use one of the consorts to clear a carnality card, you cannot use that consort again without upping the stakes, so to speak. A bloodshed card. To satisfy a bloodshed card, you need only slay a person of appropriate tier, or perhaps some other intelligent beings. Delightfully straightforward, with the fewest restrictions. Conquest card. Military victories and sufficiently difficult adventures can all qualify as successful conquests. And last but certainly not least, extravagance cards. The extravagance card calls for extravagant spending. Construct opulent estates, host revels of unparalleled splendor, or indulge in pursuits gloriously impractical. This is a game for people who know how to live large. Just use a whip, whether it's a punishment or reward depends on the individual, but it's motivation either way. Indeed, Trav, indeed. So those are the tiers and types of the Sultan cards, the 4 on 4, as it were. Her smile hints at hidden dangers, making her all the more alluring. Let us ask about the rules, then. The Sultan's game is reserved for monarchs and monarchs only. Kings and emperors vie to exhaust their cards with the utmost speed, and I am the witness to all their splendor and ambition. What are the consequences? Consequences? Oh, your Majesty, surely you jest. A monarch such as yourself holds dominion over all. This game demands no price for one of your station, nor does it impose limits upon how you may rise to its challenges. It is, after all, merely a pastime for those of supreme power. Rather, it is not so that bloodshed, conquest, carnality, and extravagance are freedoms reserved for sovereigns alone. Play, indulge, throw away your worries. Who could possibly deny you? Time limit. The game imposes no limits on time, yet every moment you spend will be etched into its annals, an eternal record for countless rulers yet to come. They will measure themselves against your legacy, vying to surpass it. I want you. Your Majesty, your attention brings me great honor. However, the powerful magic of this game shields me. Neither the blades of your armies nor the might of your enchanted ring can so much as graze me. But worry not. I shall remain ever at your side, day and night. You will have plenty of time to pursue such endeavors. For now, though, might we return to the matter of the game? Perhaps when the day comes that you complete it. I see. That will be all. So now we have learned about the game. For all of you who have not yet played this game, or previous to this, the demo beforehand, that is how the game works. This is what we have to pay attention to. It is time to move on in our prologue. The Sultan drew a card of silver carnality, meaning he must engage carnally with someone of silver tier. Or he could choose to whip, molest, or torture them, as long as it brings physical pleasure to him. Once his desire was fulfilled, so did the requirement of the carnality card. We have triggered a carnality event. This is the map, by the way. This tapestry in the background. Yes. So now it's telling me how to do this. Silver tier, naturally I'm the most suitable. Your Majesty shall enjoy it. The night-a-getter? That flirting look. Shameless. Wait, here, in the audience room. This is outrageous. I will record His Majesty's choice. All right. So, here is the card we must clear the event for. And here is all of everyone in their orders. We do have a backpack now. That is new to the game. This is just how we can go back to talking to her, but it had a dot on it. This is what we've done so far. So we've gained all these cards. This will return us to the start of the last scene. This will sort our hand. And this will give us the help menu, the setting, this menu. This will tell us all the things about what's on the screen. And this is the map. So time for the silver carnality card. This is very different from what we got in the demo. So the layout is brand new and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it. Click a card slot to filter placeable cards. So, okay. Right-click a card to quickly place in a slot. So, drag the card representing the Sultan, the silver carnality card, choose a suitable target of carnality, and drag the card here. But I can also just do this and it will auto place things that I need to. So, the The Sultan revealed the silver card. Until this moment, the courtiers thought it was a joke. They all wore cautious smiles and tried not to spoil his mood or fall victim to the game. The Sultan, however, scanned their faces with amusement. He was the great Sultan who could laugh off everything in the world except for the game. The game was something he took seriously. A high-tier Sultan card cannot target a low-tier character. So because this is silver, I can only use silver and up to complete the challenge. I must place the Sultan, the carnality card, and the target of carnality into the corresponding slots to open the event, and use the silver carnality card to target either a gold or silver character. So now we can kind of click on the cards and find out things about them. This is the Sultan. He has no weapon, no armor, or accessory on, but he is the ruler of all. He was once a ruler of wisdom, cunning, and strength, yet beneath it all lies cruelty, madness, and a chilling indifference. Not the work of the cards, but the unyielding essence of his nature. So his attributes are 3 physique, which includes strength, agility, and endurance. 3 charisma, which includes the ability to exert influence, be it on people or the realm of magic. 3 wisdom, which is the ability to recall information, reason, and gain insight. It is also a prerequisite for learning from books. And 10 magic, a blessing or perhaps a curse, the promise of miracles. His tags include male, noble, owned, and magic ring. So he is wearing a magic ring, but it is not an accessory. It is just a part of it. He has a lot of magic. So that is the Sultan. If we click on the carnality card itself, it will tell us that it is a Sultan's card, that it is owned. Carnality card of the 3rd tier. Its texture is smooth as silver. The image faintly depicts a scene of 2 people embracing each other in true love, but alas, their faces have been erased. Its attributes are sociability 3. So sociability is the attribute that tends to go hand in hand with the carnality card. We have in our possession a slave girl who is a stone tier card. So it will tell us it's her tier. Perhaps she does not even deserve a name, yet she too has dreams. So she is a memory, because this is the prologue. She has no cards equipped to her, but she does have 1 physique, 2 charisma, and 3 wisdom, and is tagged as female and owed. We have the tax collector. An ordinary bureaucrat, he extorts taxes harshly, half for the Sultan and half for himself. No equipment, but he has a physique of 1, a charisma of 1, a wisdom of 3, and a sociability of 2. This is the ability to understand and manipulate the intentions of others. He is male, he is a noble, and he is owned. So yeah, sometimes particular slots require particular tags, essentially. We have a warrior. A minor noble, unlikely to leave a mark on history. He came to the capital with his heirloom arms and armor to serve the Sultan, only to discover he amounts to less than nothing in the grand scheme of things. He has a physique of 3, a charisma of 1, a wisdom of 1, and a combat of 1. Combat, to wield violence, to master the art of weaponry, or simply to possess the will. Some of these come from training. Others are gifts innate. So, none of these cards would satisfy this silver carnality card, so let's get into the people who will, shall we? We have the seductive consort. The Sultan's favorite consort of the past few weeks. She and her kin now look down on others with their noses in the air. In fairness, even her nostril is exceedingly beautiful. She has a physique of 3, a charisma of 5, a wisdom of 2, and a sociability of 1. Very pretty. We have a scribe, who would also fit the bill. The task of chronicling is sacred. The scribe is responsible for recording the Sultan's every word and action. As a result, he always feels like he is living on borrowed time. No equipment, but he has a physique of 2, a charisma of 2, a wisdom of 5, and a sociability of 5. These 2 things are what has allowed him to survive in this court. Guaranteed. We also have a royal guard. A handsome young man skilled in martial arts, but the real reason he was chosen is that he does not like women, which is best if he were to guard the Sultan's harem. His combat is 5. Very nice. So yes, this is a royal guard. He also fits the carnality card's requirement of silver or higher. We have the aged consort. Strictly speaking, she is the Sultan's elder sister. But for those of royal blood, this is hardly an unusual arrangement. It is said that she slipped her father and brother's battle plans to the Sultan, thus earning her place at the ruler's side to share in his glory and victory. So as much as she is one of his consorts, likely they have never had sex. Because she is there as a boon for her efforts on his behalf. It is the only title he could give her that would keep her close, and not allow anyone else to make use of her to overthrow him, because she's smart enough to have done it to her father and her brother. Therefore, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, especially those who have stabbed others in the back. So that is why she is a gold tier. There's Vasir. He has some royal blood, but what really propelled him to such a high position was the wealth he invested in the Sultan during his early years. Now, with the Sultan's implicit consent, he has recouped that investment 10,000-fold. One of the highest nobles in his court, an advisor of sorts. And then, last but not least, the general. The only surviving brother of the Sultan's, he carved a path of blood to the throne at the Sultan's side, only to sink into that sweet, wine-induced haze and the languor of earthly pleasures. So, likely a younger brother who sided with the Sultan in his overthrowing the kingdom, the Sultandom, from his father. So, we have 2 siblings. A very rich noble, a royal guard who is not into women, so, you know, he might be down. A scribe who never knows when he's going to die, and the current favored consort that entertains the Sultan currently are all choices that we can make for this suitable card. So, who do we have very, very explicit sex with in the middle of the throne room? Guys, what do you think? Tell me your thoughts. This is just the beginning. We're in the very first challenge of the prologue. I have over-explained everything. I will not do this every single time, but I wanted you to really have the primer for exactly what we're getting into with this game before we do anything. As low a tier as possible, saving higher tiers for later. Okay. So we want to stick to silver. Do we go with the consort, who's very down? The scribe, who is, please don't kill me? Or the royal guard, who does not like women. So would be perfectly fine being, you know, skewered by a man. Did I mention that this game is very, very much less like sweet teenage, you know, romance times? This is just the beginning. This game goes real hardcore. Weigh in, chat. Weigh in, chat. I'm excited to see what you guys will make of this. I've got 3 options, and all of them will have slightly different story. Well, you have 18 plus channel tag. I do. I also, put in my stream title that this is 18 plus only. I doubled down on that shit. I was like, no children today, please. Please and thank you. No children. We cannot. Not with this game. Well, unless somebody's gonna spend channel points on making me choose. Who we picking? Which one is the most interesting that you would like to see the story for? I mean, the prologue was very much in the demo, and I have seen all the options, and it gets wild. I'm just telling you. I've literally done each one of these 6 cards once. Consort. This is her specialty, and this is a carnality card. That means that the next card is slightly less likely to be carnality, so saving a guard or scribe for that seems smart. Okay, you want the boring route. Gotcha. Well, here we go. And then we will click the checkmark button to initiate the event. Your Majesty, you have no idea how much I want this. All right. The Sultan is indulging in pleasures. Click End Day to progress the game. So that is, like, once you've made all your choices for all of your options, because believe me, this map gets filled out. This whole thing. You end the day, and then things happen. The Sultan revealed the silver card. Until this moment, the courtiers thought it was a joke. They all wore cautious smiles and tried not to spoil his mood or fall victim to the game. The Sultan, however, scanned their faces with amusement. He was the great Sultan who could laugh off everything in the world, except for the game. The game was something he took seriously. The Sultan chose the seductive consort as the target of carnality. Overwhelmed by sudden public favor, the women forgot something important. The Sultan loves to watch women fight for him, but he does not like being used as a trophy for boasting. She swaggered to the Sultan's seat proudly, her voluptuous body pressed against him, her silk hair rubbed against his skin. During their pleasure, she flaunted enviously at the other consorts, basking in the aged concubine's jealousy. She even left claw marks on the noble Sultan with long nails. Finally, her actions bored the Sultan. The next moment, on the golden throne, the woman struggling in panic as if a disobedient ram being throttled. At last, peace she quells. Her empty eyes reflected courtiers' figures that gradually blurred, faded, perhaps because the court was dismissed, or perhaps because her life had ended. She really shouldn't have scratched him, Sultan. It's not actually, that was not the problem. It was that she was showing off. She was going, look at the prize that I have caught. I have caught the Sultan's favor. And he does not like to be used. She should have been at his service, not servicing herself. Whoopsie daisies. She is gone. The first card made the Sultan very satisfied. This was truly a game made for him. He started to draw the second card. She bows her head and raises the wooden box. Please, your Supreme Majesty, tap on the box to draw your next. Ah, bloodshed, a fine diversion for a ruler. No doubt you have long since grown accustomed to the symphony of blood and screams. Yet the beauty of this game lies in its unpredictability. Not even your Majesty can know what enjoyment awaits. The thrill of not knowing what delights await make each move all the more exhilarating. The mysterious magician's gaze passes over the trembling courtiers. Your exalted Majesty, supreme in splendor, how do you intend to resolve this card? The Sultan drew a gold bloodshed card, which requires him to kill a gold tier character. A smirk appeared on the Sultan's face. A good gold bloodshed. Who should it be? a loyal consort, a formidable general, or... To complete me, I need to personally kill someone. Place me in the event slot. To fulfill the Sultan card, you need to place it in the event slot. The consort shall die looking good. Those are the people the Sultan relies the most. Such misfortune. When will it be my turn? No, it can't be. Only a gold tier will suffice. I have the general, remember, a brother who has carved a path of blood to the throne at the Sultan's side and now is very much a man of leisure and earthly pleasures. The noble who has had invested in the Sultan during his early years and as such has recouped that investment 10,000-fold. Or his aged consort, aka his sister, who's managed to leak the plans of their other brother and their father when the Sultan was trying to take over the kingdom, earning her place here. Who do we sacrifice in bloodshed? This game is very wasteful. Sounds like the kind of thing you send to your enemy in order to get them to weaken themselves. It sounds like the diversion you send to your enemy, not only to weaken them, but also to ensure that they do not go about weakening others. Problem is you do have that Conquest card. And yet, the mysterious magician herself is protected from all of it. Who do we sacrifice? Chat. The general, the noble, or the consort? Now, obviously, the Sultan can always get more consorts. Two of the people he can sacrifice here are actually his siblings. The less siblings he has, the less likely they will attempt to overthrow him together. But he also has promised them their place and their safety for having done him service, for having been loyal to him. So who do we sacrifice here? One of our siblings? Or this noble? All of whom have been useful to us. Okay, Trav, fine. I will make the decision. I will go the safe route. Your Majesty, this joke scares me. I see. This game certainly makes pastimes more thrilling. The Sultan seemed in high spirit. Very intriguing. Silence fell over the lapis lazuli palace. People held their breath. The fear had clutched their hearts. Their expensive silk robes were drenched in cold sweat. The Sultan toyed with the card in his fingers. Who should he choose? The Sultan chose the aged consort as the target of bloodshed. She loved the Sultan deeply. After all, the Sultan had killed her parents and brother to ascend the throne, yet she still chose to become his consort. She never feared him because this man was her only love in all her life. But she also knew that fear had quietly corroded her loved one's soul. Sometimes he would wake up with a start in the middle of the night or keep rubbing his blood-stained hands in his sleep. When he talked about succession, his eyes were cold, as if he were talking about an enemy. Unfortunately, these final thoughts would never be heard. The poets would soon start singing 1,000 versions of the teardrops on her execution day. The bloodstained carpets and drapes were replaced overnight. Today, the Sultan appears in court once again, radiant. Next card. You have mastered the rules already. The magician breaks the newly completed Sultan card. Your next draw. The extravagance card. To squander wealth. How would you like to do it? A stone extravagance card. It will only cost a tiny portion of the Sultan's wealth. This game isn't only about bad things happening to you, the Sultan laughed. See, now I have to reward you with something. The courtiers forced a few chuckles from their throats. Yep. This is a large sum of money, enough to drive anyone insane. At least I can get away this time, right? It's just a gold extravagance card. Maybe we can get a reward. Just maybe. All right, so we have a nameless beggar. A beggar dragged into the palace, completely baffled. Poor man doesn't know anything. The Sultan, of course, will preside. The extravagance card is the challenge. What do we give him? Money or anything? Anything, any one of these cards will suffice to complete this card. Everything the Sultan owns, be it people or possessions, can be used as rewards. It is the lowest, this stone card is the lowest tier. Any requirements can satisfy its requirement. So, do we give him money? Do we give him a slave girl? Do we give him a tax collector? Give him the tax collector? All right, we'll give him the tax collector. Your Majesty, it can't be right. I mean, he's an ordinary bureaucrat. He takes half the taxes for the Sultan and half for himself. Greed or lust? Apparently, this does not. Apparently, I cannot. It's forcing my hand. It won't let me use the tax collector. Or the warrior. Scribe? Nope. Alright. So we have to gift the nameless beggar with either something to be something that would be considered greed or something that would be considered lustful. So we've killed all the other women except the slave girl. We could give him money, or we could give him the slave girl. What do we think? Oh, apparently it's all the coins. Oh, it's only 5. Or the girl. What do we think? Slave girl better than giving up gold cards? I mean, we don't care about the slave girl. She just works here. I wish I could give him the tax collector, but no. All right. Slave girl it is. This is my fate. For the Sultan, completing the stone extravagance card would be effortless, but he would not want to ruin this rare entertainment by simply giving away a few gold coins to his guard. The courtiers went to great lengths to find a beggar. They must not be too dirty, that would displease the Sultan, nor could they look too clean and neat to be real. Now the Sultan was going to reward this beggar in person. To the Sultan, it was a trivial gift, but for the beggar, it was a turning point in his life. The Sultan gave a slave to the beggar. The beggar accepted the Sultan's gift, however, he did not take the slave's collar chain. He asked the Sultan to free the slave girl and allow them to marry. The Sultan found the idea amusing, and the courtiers, in order to please the Sultan, gave many wedding gifts to the couple on the spot. It is said that the couple made full use of the wife's knowledge of the palace, started running a small store for a benevolent noble lady, and lived a prosperous life ever after. Yes, that was the correct answer. If we'd given him the gold, it would have been the death of him. It's not even a joke. That's not unsettling or anything. Nope, nope, nope. Echoes of yesterday's farce still lingers in the palace. The courtiers are morose and weary. They stare at the magician standing by the throne, at the wooden box in her hand, filled with deadly games. All right, the last card for the prologue, before we are left to our own devices. Conquest. The game that our great ruler excels at the most. How many city-states and kingdoms have fallen before your might? And now the question arises. How do you intend to achieve victory in this particular challenge? This time, Sultan drew a bronze conquest card. Conquest meant taking what belonged to others, and bronze tier corresponded to the size of a small town. Fortunately, there were enough targets on Sultan's map to choose from. Sultan took his royal sword and decided to give it to the subject who was willing to conquer the place for him. Take my sword and equip it, my dear subject, to conquer. Drag the weapon onto other cards to equip. In challenging events, utilizing various intelligence can increase the number of dice in checks. To fulfill the Sultan card, you need to place it in the event slot. Yeah. Okay. So, this is the Conquest. That goes there. We have to choose a leader for the army and place tactics intelligence in this. So, a tactics card means to defeat an opponent. In attribute checks, grants +4 combat, at +4 stealth, and 4 reroll opportunities. So, stealth is to act in secrecy. First rule of any crime, be it petty thievery or planning a coup, is not getting caught. And then rerolls. Rituals with this tag can be rerolled during attribute checks. This is an intelligence card, consumable, stackable, and owned as its tags. So, this is 12 combat already, just with the Sultan's army for this prosperous town. A bustling town yet to be conquered by the Sultan, so that is adding to the challenge of 5. The Sultan's army, the mighty army that conquered the world in the Sultan's name, has a combat rating of 10. The Conquest card itself gives a combat rating of 12. So we already have a 12 to the Conquest, but no physical. If we add the tactics card back in, it becomes a 16 versus the 12. Which definitely will make it. And now we have to decide who we're sending. This is a bronze card, so basically anybody we have. His sword gives combat 8 to that person. So whatever their combat score is, +8. A powerful weapon forged from meteorite. 4 swords and 2 daggers were forged from the same meteorite. Only the greatest warriors of the realm may wield them. So, who do we send? The tax collector has absolutely no combat. The warrior has 1. The scribe has no combat. The royal guard has 5. This noble has no combat, but his general has 5 as well. And we can equip the royal sword to them to add 8 to that. So, who are we sending to war? How hilarious do you want this to be? They're already winning. Whoever goes will be adding their physique as well into the mix. So the warrior has, well, okay. See, this is a minor noble, unlikely to leave his mark on history. He came to the capital with his heirloom arms and armor to serve the Sultan, only to discover that he amounts to basically nothing. So he has just enough combat to know something about combat, just enough physique to be pretty, enough charisma and wisdom to understand that he is outclassed. But this could be his break. He could get the royal sword, which would add up, which would cause his combat to be a +9 overall, and he could make something of himself out of it. So he's not useless. He's just didn't realize he was not going to be useful for the Sultan. Obviously, the Royal Guard has a physique of 5 and a combat of 5. He's much better at things. This could also make or break him as well, because he's currently just a guard for the harem. And then there's, of course, the general, who has a physique of 8 and a combat of 5, who ran with his army through the Sultan's entire conquest of his own kingdom originally. So obviously, you know, he will very much suffice, but he's a little bit overkill for a bronze card. They're already winning. So we'll go with the warrior.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, can I please equip you? There we go. So now he has a weapon equipped. That's how that shows equipped. We're up to a 25 with a 3 physique added in for the conquest of this prosperous town, which only had a combat of 5. Here we go. There was a prosperous city near the Sultanate that had been trading treasures and spices with an Eastern empire for decades, if not centuries. They also made a lot of money, maybe too much money, from the Sultan. It was about time for them to pay the price. Once the target of conquest was decided, the melancholy over the court these games had imposed from the past days was all swept away. The courtiers began to talk about the inevitable victory enthusiastically. There's only one question left: whom the Sultan would send to take the loot. Glory to the Sultan. We need at least 1 success to win from the 23 dice that we have. I don't know, guys. Do we need to re-roll this? We only needed 1 success. Do we need to re-roll this? We have 4 re-rolls here. What do you think? An easy victory. The Sultan's army beheaded the town's guardian, although the Sultan promised them autonomy months ago. At the time, the guardian kneeled and kissed the Sultan's feet. Ooh, that needs to be adjusted. Alas, the bronze conquest card remains resolved. What fascinating thrills these last 2 days were. The Sultan nodded at the magician. Your game is good. I understand it now. Come, let's continue playing. Thus, the great Sultan familiarized himself with this game. Later, he drew multiple Sultan cards daily, theatrically completing them. In just 14 days, he emptied the entire deck, setting a record-breaking speed. As anticipated, every victory came at a cost. With each draw, someone would disappear from the palace, becoming part of the Sultan's game. For 14 days, the court was filled with screams, cries, and mad groans. When that cursed box was finally empty, the officials breathed a sigh of relief, and the Sultan's game was finally over. However, the magician put all the broken cards into a bag and shook it vigorously. They were unbelievably restored to their original state by some mysterious magic. Great. It seems we can continue to play. The Sultan was so pleased that he even clapped his hands. Bring me the box, let me draw a card, and see what fun awaits today. No. This must be stopped. Someone has to dissuade the Sultan from playing this absurd game. You take a deep breath and step forward. Do we give a feisty rebuke or do we raise a heartfelt admonition? Chat, how do we do this? Are we angry or are we pleading? Broccoli says plead. Allison, welcome in. We're playing Sultan's game now. I hope that you will stick around and see what it's all about. But it looks like the chat is hoping that I will raise a heartfelt admonition against the Sultan continuing to play this game. So, seeing as this is the end of the prologue, here we go. This is us, by the way. You pointed out that the magician's magic is dark and eldritch. A wise monarch should never be swayed by such unknown and evil figure. The colleagues around you were moving backwards and the palace grew quieter. Oh good, Allison, oh good. I'm glad that you have also been intrigued by this game. I played the demo and oh my god, it's so good. Now that the full game is out, I just have to share it with you guys. I'm so excited. You make your speech until your mouth feels dry, but it clearly has no impact on the Sultan. Even the magician pays you no mind. As you come to a stop, exhausted, wondering if your life is about to end, the Sultan suddenly casts you a curious look. Verily so, he muses. A wise monarch should not commit such acts, but neither should a wise monarch abandon his own delights. In which case, why don't you play in my stead? You, my loyal subject, I command you to play this game for me. This Sultan's game. He burst into laughter as you stand there dumbfounded. Guys, he did the thing, he name dropped. Now we must choose a difficulty. This is where we truly start the game. Prologue done, we've learned how to play. We've seen what cruelty that can be found in this game, and there are 3 difficulties to choose from. So, difficulty easy. Choose the narrator for your story. Each narrator corresponds to a different level of difficulty, but the story itself will remain the same. Maggie is the kindest storyteller, full of patience and goodwill towards you, primarily because she's your wife. The protagonist in her stories always finds fortune with a success rate of 60% for dice rolls. If you are displeased with the tale, Maggie will gladly rewrite it. You can rewind to the previous turn in an unlimited number of times. This is a Leshar story. Each week you can exchange 3 Sultan cards, and each card has a resolution time of 7 days. Initially, you possess 3 guaranteed successful gold die. Please note, players may obtain additional gold die, rewinds, and draws in the game. Yes, they're currently bundled right now, by the way. Cult Simulator and Sultan's Game are currently in a bundle right now. You can go to either one of their game pages on Steam and find that out for yourself. So if you already have one, you can get this one at a great price. Just saying. Let's see what Hassian, which is the normal mode, says. Hassian is your good friend, yet also a principled poet, and none can question his tales, except perhaps his beloved mutton stove. Stories have tears and laughter alike, with a 50% success rate for dice rolls. On occasion, the mutton stove consumes a manuscript, prompting Hassian to retell the tale. You can rewind up to 10 times. Hassian's stories are strict. Each week, you can exchange one Sultan card, and each card has a resolution time of 7 days. Initially, you possess 2 guaranteed successful gold die. Please note, you may obtain more gold dies, rewinds, and draws in the game. So this is the difficulty level that was set for the demo that when I played it. So this is kind of what I'm used to already. However, there's also the magician level, or the hard level. Yes, he does have a lamp. The magician delights in your suffering, and challenging her is a form of self-torture. Dice success rate is 33%. No rewinds by default. You have to go find them. Each week you can exchange one Sultan card, but each card has a resolution time of 5 days. Initially, you possess 1 guaranteed successful gold die. You will need to pay an extra gold coin cost for maintaining your lifestyle and sociability during hard mode. Oh no, she's gorgeous. Also, yeah. Forget the lamb, go for the hotness. I joke. I'm liking the wife. She's nice. Yeah. So these are the 3 difficulty levels, which came about not in the demo, but in the full game that I am currently playing. If we want story over torture, Maggie is the way to go. If we want the game balanced the way it is supposed to be, we should go with Hassian. I'm going to outlaw the magician just because I am not good at this game. And this is where I was playing in the demo when it was not even finished yet. So how much suffering do we want to see me go through? Chat, do we want Hassian and his very cute mutton stove? Or do we want our very kind and wonderful wife, Maggie, to be telling this tale? The tale of what we survived. Trav is leaning towards the wife. Just saying. Please chat, what difficulty? Easy or normal? God, I love the sounds in this game. It's so good. So good. Easy is always nice for a first full playthrough. Okay, we'll go with easy mode just so that we might actually get somewhere, and the struggle bus is limited in scope. It will come. I assure you, this game is not easy. This is just the easiest mode. So, here we go. Easy mode it is. Your story begins. How will you end the Sultan's game? Will you win by drawing all the cards like the Sultan himself, or what shall our name be? Default name is Arzu. We will be playing a dude in this game. We could, of course, go with my default either they, them, or male name, which is Rin. Or we could go with a completely other name. Chat, throw me names. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Pretty please. Because I'm fine with going by Arzu. It's a great name. It's a very fantastic name. I don't know what it means. I could look it up. Let's see here. Where is these? It's originally from Persian, meaning desire, according to my sources. Yeah. In Turkish, it means desire or wish. Yeah, basically that. I'm a fan of names that start with A, Arzu included. I mean, I can see how you would be a fan, Allison. I wonder why. I might be a fan of names that start with M for the same reason. We could not come up with anything more appropriate. I would go with default, more thematic. I'm good with it. I can spell it and pronounce it. Could do both, like a first and last name. I mean, we are Arzu of whatever city the Sultan lives in, so it doesn't particularly matter. Noble Arzu it is. We could be Arzu. Nah, I think I will leave it as the default. It seems to be good. All right, you come from a noble family that has served the Sultan for generations. Please choose your family's origin. If we are a merchant family, we will start with 5 gold coins. If we are a traditional noble, we start with +3 influence. And if we are a military family, we get ancestral armor, which will give us +1 to combat. What shall we be? Money, influence, or prowess? Broccoli wants to go merchant family. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. Those 5 coins early in game can make or break you. But there are other ways to get money. I'm a charisma gal, so I say influence. Influence can be quite helpful. Is good. What does that mean, Trav? Is good. Money turn problems into expenses. That's fair. There is some amount of pay enough coins to make problem go away in this game. All right, it looks like we're going with the money. Money talks. It's not that we aren't charismatic, Allison. It's just that we are using physical charisma rather than machismo charisma. Choose the personal ability you are most proud of. So here is where we can add to sociability and charisma. So that would be more Allison style. We can also do combat and physique, so we can be more physically capable of kicking butt. Or we can go mind. Word, strength, or mind, where wisdom is your intelligence score, basically. What do we want to do here? We're going with, do we double down on our charisma with coins and sociability and charisma? Or do we get strong? Or, do we get smart? It is kind of a puzzle game, you guys, so. Words, better base? Okay. We definitely do words. Words, words, words. All right. Words it is. Conservative old bloods are keen to keep slaves to show their authority, while open-minded young nobles influenced by progressive ideas tend to form cliques between themselves. Which type are you? So, conservatives gives us 3 slaves, but they are slaves, which means that anywhere that requires you to have a noble, a person tagged as noble to do something, they will not be able to do. They can do your shopping for you. They can take care of your household for you. They can even go and die for you, but they cannot go to noble spaces for you. However, a noble follower can go anywhere, including the noble spaces. In case you need to be in 2 places at once, having a noble follower is useful. But remember, you'll get 1 follower versus 3 slaves. So, are we conservative or are we progressive? What do we want to do? I mean, I missed the tutorial, so I got no idea how this plays, but my default is just charisma out of the ass. Allison, you're not wrong, and you'll pick it up quickly, I promise. We can buy more slaves, I guess. Get a wingman noble. He is a pretty good noble. I tend to favor him in the demo, but I've done both, and it's really just, they're both good. But yes, you can pick up more followers along the way. Both slaves and nobles and whatnot. Like, we'll get more people, it's fine. 1 strong or 3 weak. Probably easier to get another weak one, so strong. Okay. Noble follower it is. We got our bestie, our wingman, our noble pea in the pod, our boy. All right. What do we love most about our wife, who has always accompanied us and is telling the story? This is Maggie. She's lovely. We have Farah. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm tragically American. But she could be valor, physique, and combat, which means that we have a badass wife who kicks butt. This is not what I usually use her for, but I've not tried valor wife yet, but we could definitely go that way. We could have her wisdom. Wisdom and sociability means that she is better at taking care of our house. Or we can have her as beauty, a beauty, which is physique and charisma, which means that she can go socialize places instead of taking care of the house. Wisdom, she is smart and amazing and won't screw us over. I have found that the wisdom build is probably her best build, just because of how I use her, but like any of these 3 builds can be useful. So I actually have a game idea that is called Wingman, that is date sim where you make other characters date each other instead. Oh, so basically matchmaker. I mean, yes, you're wingmanning them, but you are basically playing matchmaker. I see. That's brilliant, Broccoli. I hope you make that game someday. I feel like she's our storyteller, so one of the last 2. So either wisdom to give her the intelligence to tell the story properly, or beauty because it's charisma all the way, baby. I will tell you right now, I'm going to go with wisdom. I'm poking the buttons. You guys can't stop me. Wahaha. Here we go. The Sultan considers selecting a player as part of the game itself, forcing you to participate in these cruel games on his behalf. He pardons any possible crimes you might commit while resolving a Sultan card, such as murder, adultery, robbery, and hoarding troops. Not out of mercy, but out of expectancy for performance of a lifetime. Remember, you have only 7 days to break a Sultan card, or you'll find yourself just but another victim to this wicked game. We have no choice but to accept. Your Grace, you must be familiar with the Sultan cards by now. If you ever desire further elaboration, I am always at your service. Now, she holds up the wooden box. Please draw your first Sultan card. Oh, fuck. This is bad. A gold Conquest card right off the bat while we have basically nothing? Bitch, you mean. You are so mean. This is the highest tier card. I mean, Conquest, fine. But gold Conquest? Jeez Louise. A gold Conquest card. Behold, there are 2 parts to every Sultan's card. Conquest refers to the act, and gold is its color, its tier, refers to the target. Gold is the highest tier, which means you can only target it at those of the gold tier. If you are unhappy with the card, you may yet be able to change it. Let's see, the number of draws you currently have is 3. Unsatisfied with the drawn Sultan card? You can exchange it for a different one. Yeah. I'm gonna draw a different one, because fuck... no. Change your Sultan card. Go all in, draw 1 Sultan card. Draw another one? Okay. This cannot do. I cannot do gold Conquest right off the frickin' bat. That's just ridiculous. No, I don't have to reload. I have I can exchange it. So now the number of redraws I have is 2. And this is much better. A stone conquest card. Behold. Yes. So now we have a conquest card that is much more reasonable for starting right off the bat. Ugh, that was almost tragedy. Okay. Our progress is we've survived for 0 days. We have all the time in the world, and we have 28 out of 28 cards. We have to do all of these. So there's 2 of every tier save gold. Good to know. And we have not survived any of them, but this is good to know. All right. You drag your weary body from the court. The courtiers silently watch you, some relieved that they aren't the ones advising the Sultan. Some secretly delighted in your misfortune, and some genuinely sympathize with you. But none of that matters anymore. You are embroiled in the Sultan's game, and with the cards in your hand, like burning coals, you have 7 days to break it. After that, you'll draw the next card, and the struggle will continue, and the next, and so on. The carriage traverses the city to your residence, the bustling market, steaming bathhouse, and the comings and goings of people receding behind. Soon, you must return home, where your wife, already informed of the news, stands waiting at the door. You walk quickly to embrace her. You are still alive, and life must go on. So, the event of the grand game, news in the bathhouse, managing the estate, all have appeared on the board. Here is the grand game. Here is the bathhouse. Here is a bookstore. And here is managing the estate. We also have this guy. So we have 7 days left. We can merge and split identical cards. We can see the functions of the board. So here are the gold die. Here's our reputation. We can manage and track our achievements, of which we have something going on here. If we want to go talk to the magician, we click the box. Methinks is a way of learning about cards and getting events specific to that card. The goal is to break all of the Sultan's game cards by completing the challenges. That is the goal. Or at least that is the most obvious goal. Hi, Plague. Welcome in. We're playing Sultan's game today. We do have a backpack, which seriously is useful. Here is the row of the backpack cards that we are displaying. If we need the previous day, we can click this and start the day over. To end the day and get all of our choices set in stone, we click the end game. The notification of today's events are here, and this is how close we will get to our own execution if we have not completed the card. So that's what all of that means. This will just tell us, what we've gained in events and stuff. I usually have it closed because I don't need that. So we have a number of locations on our board, which is this map. I think it's really cool that this is the map. We can scroll in and out of it. We have a bronze conquest. And this will tell us the descriptions of what all this stuff means. So it is a stone tier card, the lowest tier. This is the attributes. If there's a character involved or equipment, it will show up here, and this will tell you what kind of card it is. So it is a Conquest Sultan's card. It has a combat attribute of 1. It's owned by us, and the tags, stone tier, yada yada. Okay. Kind of. You can end the day at any point. I could end the day right now. I don't recommend it. But you can end the day at any point. You just have to complete a single Sultan's card in the time limit of 7 days. And then, essentially, you want to have completed the challenge of all of the Conquest cards in the entirety of the deck. Just like the Sultan did in the Prologue. He did his in 14 days. He did 3 cards a day. Man had an endless amount of resources, so You can end the day by just finishing all of the cards in the deck. There are other endings. We have not found them yet. We have one completed something here. Where is it? It doesn't look like we have done anything here. What? Did it just want us to go look at this menu? Because I have now looked and I have seen nothing. Okay, it was just looking at the menu. So what I can do is I can do methinks. These little cuties are indispensable everywhere. It'll tell me something about the cards. I came up with a good idea to make money. So the event Tavern Brawl has appeared. So now we have this event on the map. It has a time limit of a single day. So if I do nothing with this event, it will expire. But because I put coins in the methinks, it told us something. So if I put myself, like if I click on any of the cards or pick up any of the cards, it'll tell me where I can put them. Where I can make use of them. Oops, not what I wanted. Just so that you kind of know where they go. Which is nice. What do I think about myself? There we go. What do I think about my wife? My love, my steadfast ally. What do I think about my friend? Think. What do I think about Conquest? Without a single soldier, what land can be conquered? You look out the window through the buildings of the city and see the mountain looming in the distance. So this is an event that, again, if we do not do it in a single day, will expire. The solitary one. Failure will lead to death. So we do have an avenue to just do the conquest right now. The first thing that I am going to do, however, is decide what I'm going to do to manage my estate, because this is something that we have to do every round. It ends in a day, but it is also an everyday affair. So indicates how many days needed to complete the current ritual, the attributes that will be performed for the check, the corresponding cards where they need to go. One of these cards locks a card. One of these spaces locks a card in. We don't have a card for that yet, but it's the thing. And this will tell us what hints about potential outcomes. So, this takes place automatically every turn. The higher the resulting value, the more gold coins are earned. You can use an extravagance card via Methinks in the lower left corner to refurbish your house to increase your income. If you get a card with a location tag, you can try to put it in. So extravagance cards upgrade our house. We can put in items or locations, which may prove useful. And we have need to have at least one noble and one of somebody else to fill up wisdom and sociability so that we can make money here. This is where I usually put my wife. So her having a wisdom of 3 and a sociability of 1 means that I have 4 dice to roll to make money with. That's how that works. If I put Arzu in, we then have 4 and 3, but I have need for him elsewhere. So I'm going to lock her into this. Once I've clicked this button, I will have to restart the turn to change anything. So we're just gonna do that. And now it shows her face above it doing this task. The grand game is where the Sultan sits. Currently, you can see that he's locked into this place. I cannot move him out of this spot. Currently in here, we have Fadia, a member of the Sultan's harem. There are countless anonymous, unnoticed slave girls, and their lives are as insignificant as blades of grass. No one cares for them. Fadia is the luckiest among them. So she is currently serving the Sultan today. If we do not send anyone to court to the Grand Game, slander will end up in this slot, and enough slander against us is a problem. Currently speaking at court today is Zaid, who works diligently and meticulously, driven by the abundant energy and vigor of youth. He's always trying to understand the causes of the tax anomalies and how to rectify them, rather than, like a seasoned tax official, manipulating numbers to produce a pleasing report. So, this is his stats, but none of them shows him to be in opposition to us. So, this is good. We can use a Sultan card here if we want to. There are certain Sultan cards that can absolutely be used here. I don't recommend, unless you're desperate. You can go yourself or have a noble follower go, like our wife or Faraj, I think, actually. And we can also offer things to the Sultan for his favor, which he may or may not accept. The cost... I've never used this option because this is a terrible thing, but yeah, we could... I'm actually going to send him so that we have some support in court. The Sultan will gain fatigue for every round, and after a number of... after his fatigue goes up a certain number, he will stop holding court, and another event will take the place of the Grand Game. So, you kind of have to time what you're doing depending on whether the Sultan is running court or not. So there's that element of complexity to this game. So I'm going to send him to speak on our behalf in court so that we continue to stay in the Sultan's favor, because it's very important to do so. So that leaves just us left to do anything. We could go to the bookstore. The bookstore has Asal, the book owner. His ancestors were once chroniclers for another king. It is said he remembers every book he's read, allowing him to sell them without any qualms. And currently, Samir, the court physician, is browsing here. Samir has served the court for over 10 years. He is skilled in his art, well-dressed, and avoidant of woman's touch. After all, more often than not, it is the delicate female members of the harem that require his treatment, instead of the robust sultan. It is said that the monarch once gifted him a male concubine. The two share a harmonious and cordial companionship to this day. But he has one opposition to us. He does not like us. So we can probably, if we visit the bookstore and have a conversation over books, we might be able to sway his opposition against us. Howsoever, if we do that, the things that expire will not be used. But we can send anyone, noble or follower. We will need wisdom and sociability to influence Samir. We can also buy books. We have to send someone to buy books, but we can buy books here. There's also the bathhouse. So we can go to the bathhouse and gain things as well. So you can personally make the trip, but only nobles can go to the bathhouse. The fee is a gold, unless you have the Bath VIP card. And you can add extra items that might prove useful, but if we go to the bathhouse, we can get intelligence items, consumable items for other things. Here at the bathhouse, we can get the news, essentially. So that's a thing. We do have this tavern brawl. So if we send someone to battle in the tavern brawl, and with something to make us strong, we could make money or get injured. We need combat. Our combat is only 2. We decided to be charismatic and sociable. And we have support in the court. So I don't really care about this tavern brawl, but it is a way of making a little bit of extra money. If we want to join in then. And then we can conquer this mountain. So, of course, we would have to take action personally. Any consumable that might help us with survival would be here, and then we would put our Conquest card here if we want to do this. We have 2 days before this. Well, actually, it says it will take 2 days. But the solitary one will go away in a day. We're not really prepared for this, so I just wanted to show you guys that, like, dragging cards into the methinks causes things to happen. Mr. Scrake, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. It's lovely to see you. What do we want to do, guys? I'm not... Considering we only have a combat of 2 and we don't have any survivability, the solitary one, very bad play. The tavern brawl, though, we could definitely go for. If we wanted. We might get injured or we might make money. But it's there. Or we could go actually do something more useful this first round of the game. Go to the bookstore to buy books, which we can use to improve our attributes. Or we can go to the bathhouse and get intelligence, which we can use to finish things with boosts. Plague Doctor says violence. You want to go to the tavern brawl? If we get hurt, it's going to cost us to get better. Money, thankfully, but still. We only have a combat of 2. He doesn't have any combat at all, so thank goodness we're not sending him. Jeez Louise. Okay, well, Plague Doctor has decided violence. I don't have anything to help make me strong, so 2, if the combat is all the brawl we will get. Once I lock this in, I have no other recourse. I can't even go buy books. Alright, day 1 of the actual game. Here we go. Frequent appearances in the palace are as necessary as water and air are to the living. Missing a friend only loses some benefits, but missing an enemy means not knowing the words that escape their lips into the Sultan's ears. For nerds, books are, Yoda. You are carrying out the sacred task given by the Sultan, aren't you? You deserve support in the palace, so we got some inside information. Palace intrigues have made the Sultan somewhat weary. He gains a point of fatigue. Lady Becky sometimes unexpectedly gets rewarded for doing something herself. We got inside information and tactics. Nice. Something noteworthy has happened. People are still willing to come to your roof and share words, promises, and opportunities. A nod, a word, shared, a handshake. Nobles need not labor to make a living, so 3 successes will yield the highest returns. Any success will be good here. We have 4 dice between 3 wisdom and 1 sociability. So let's see what happens. Ooh, 4 successes. Hell yeah, we're not going to use any gold die on this because we just got the highest we could possibly get. The clinking of coins makes you smile, but then you start to worry how long this kind of life will last. Increasingly, you have been gazing at the Sultan card, caressing it. During these moments, the house seems completely empty. You wander through the corridors, search the study, and rummage through the kitchen. Everything is still there, but there is no one left. Occasionally, your wife breaks you out of this dread reveries and reminds you that there is still a world out there. Though the venue is filthy and vulgar, many nobles come to watch the show. If you are madness or foolish enough, you can even participate. A match has begun. We have 2 dice, and we need at least 1 success just to win. Well, we got the 1 success needed. I'm not going to add a gold die to it because we only needed 1, so as much as 2 successes would be even better, I'm going to take the 1. I'm going to keep the gold dice for a very intense moment. As a clown who failed, Arzu successfully entertained everyone. So we made some money. Flyer, we have the best girls here. Welcome to have fun. House of Delights. So now the brothel is in the house. We have money. We have inside information, which adds wisdom and sociability and a reroll to any attribute check, so long as you add this consumable to the appropriate slot. Tactics gives you stealth and combat and a reroll. So that's what intelligence does. It's a thing. So the House of Delights is the city brothel. Currently, Shama is here. She's a silver card. Some say Shama is the illegitimate daughter of a noble lord. Her refined speech lends credence to such rumors. She might just be the city's finest fixer when it comes to unsavory matters that require a delicate touch. Pleasures of the bedchamber are merely a sweetener to her real service. Ooh. So this is her stats. So we could go to the brothel. It does require us to pay 8 gold. We can only go ourselves. We can absolutely take things that will help us. Charisma and physique are what's wanted here. And you can use performance enhancers if you'd like. Yeah, this is... you can use carnality cards here as well. So we don't have carnality, we have Conquest. All right. This is where we've landed. What does this say? Provides the attributes along with a number of times that can be rethrown in an event. I came up with a scheme to gain intelligence. Event Royal Library. The Royal Library stores numerous files and records. As long as their value remains unrecognized, you can explore to your heart's content. So it needs wisdom here, requires a wise person, and anything that will make us feel enlightened. What does tactics give us? Nothing, because we already got an intelligence-related event. Okay. That is where we are at. We only made a single gold, Plague. More or less random question. Have you tried another game by Cultist Simulator devs done in the same setting, Book of Hours? I have not, though I've had my eyes on it, Broccoli. I believe it's in my wish list. I have heard of it, though. So we have 6 more days to deal with this Conquest card. Maggie... You can go back to doing this, because this is what you're the best at. Thank you. Who do I want to send? Okay, so we have Sadani, a once favored consort. A captivating beauty, she was once the Sultan's undisputed favorite. But there will always be someone younger, someone fairer. Sadani refuses to accept the inconsistency of her lord and will do anything she can to wrest back that heart of stone. As it happens, her madness is a delicacy the Sultan relishes. And we have Faris, who is opposition. So we need somebody here today. He's the captain of the cavalry. One of the 4 esteemed individuals granted the honor of serving as the Sultan's personal guard, permitted to bear arms in the Sultan's presence. He is the best horseman in the capital and oversees all the Sultan's steeds, cavalry, and however much he prefers the company of horses to people. Well, we're going ourselves today because we need to cancel out his opposition. We shall speak for ourselves. But that does mean we have a noble who can either go get news in the bathhouse or can buy a book. Who's in today? Zaki? Zaki is also opposition, but he's a young noble. Fatuna's son. He is a remarkable youth, an uncut gem, pure, unpolished, and blissfully ignorant of the world's cruelties, and yet he does not like us. So maybe we will try to influence him. And buy a book. I'm getting a book, you guys. We need wisdom and sociability to see if we can't influence him to like us better. There's something about the original Cultist Simulator that really drives things. Book of Hours, I have not played personally, but yeah, I think it didn't quite capture the imagination as well as the original game. That's for sure. All right, that's what we're doing today. We've got 6 more days on Conquest. After today, it will be 5. Let's see what happens. The nobles bicker like street ruffians scrambling for food before their master. This is exactly what the Sultan wants to see. Palace intrigues have made the Sultan somewhat weary. Too noisy. Ooh. We got some intuition now. Nice. And something noteworthy has happened. Alright. Let's see what amount of money we make today. All the money. Fuck yes. We are still freaking out about our Conquest card. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The Angler isn't the largest bookstore in town, but it's certainly the most refined, the oldest one. If you're willing, you can surely find some good books there. Buying books is much easier than reading them. The book in your hand piques the other's interest. We need at least 2 successes. If you are both nobles, the requirement is reduced by 1. So we actually only need 1 success. And we have the required successes. Taste and wisdom, morality and ability have nothing to do with each other, but most people rely on taste to choose their friends. So we have added a support to Zaki to cancel out his dislike of us, which is helpful in court. They discuss some topics from the book, but you gained real-world information from it. Ooh, we got opportunity on top of it. Something noteworthy has happened. Okay. A colleague from the court come to your home for a feast. Probably drunk too much. He drunkenly vented his grievances to you and began to recklessly complain about the Sultan. Do we pretend nothing happened? Criticize the crimes of the Sultan together? Distance ourselves from someone who says stupid things when he's drunk? Or do we report him outright to the Sultan? For the drama. Casually high-rolling all the money rolls. I know. This never happens to me, Broccoli. In my demo runs, I usually never made money. But, I mean, we have a 60% chance of success because of easy mode, so that's probably doing me favors. Oh, so he is not against us anymore? And if he was neutral, he would become friendly? Well, currently, Zaki is now neutral. He had 1 against us, 1 opposition, and we have... or I should say, our noble friend has swayed him to have 1, we basically just canceled out, so now he is neutral. Report in. We aren't dumb. If anyone at all overheard and says that we never reported it, I mean, we are in the, you know, privacy of our own home, but, you know, so pretend nothing happened means that we are likely to get his gratitude. Criticize the crimes together, that's the one that could go badly, depending. Distancing ourselves from him because we know that he's stupid when he gets drunk will essentially save ourselves and is what most nobles will do. And reporting him directly to the Sultan is a death sentence on this man's head. Are you sure you want to ruin his life, Trav, over him just like drunkenly venting shit? We also have concerns about the Sultan, and we spoke it in court and ended up being a player in the game. So like, do we really want to ruin his life? A feast with only you, your wife, and your colleague? I'd expect multiple other guests for it to be a feast. You're not wrong. Yes, us playing the game was not a reward. Absolutely not. It was mostly a, oh, you don't like me playing this game that I've been enjoying? Well, then you play it for me. I'd say report or distance. I would take 2. He knows we don't like him. The thing is, though, is that we don't dislike the Sultan. We just don't think he should play this game. And he was like, well, you don't want me to play it, then you can play it for me. So... we kind of fucked ourselves over in that one, but we were trying to keep the entire country from falling apart at the same time. So, like, it's not that we aren't loyal to our Sultan to some extent. It's just that we're like, oh, fuck. This could go horribly wrong, and did the first time round. Let's not do that again, okay? And, well, electric boogaloo is happening anyway. Alright, report to the Sultan. My god, how dare he betray his monarch, his master. This is truly intolerable. The next day in court, you publicly announce his crimes. He collapses to the ground, trembling, defending himself by claiming he was drunk, swearing up and down he dared not harbor disloyalty. The Sultan is in good spirits on this day, and so instead of the gallows, his neck enters the pillory. Maybe you can even visit him. Now he is imprisoned. Yeah, we can now read books, but the only way to do the book events is to drag them into Methinks and so that it spawns the event, just like other things. So Jungle. Adventure stories from some place called Jungle. Apparently, it is a land strangled by trees where monkeys outnumber people. Pure fabrication, surely. After reading this book, you can gain survival and stealth. So if we want somebody to gain a point in survival and stealth, we just have to drag them into the event drag this into Methinks, spawn the event, and then we can use it. So that is how that works. We don't have any survival, nor do we have any stealth. But maybe we don't take all of the skill gain for ourselves. Also, if we do that, we can't do other things, so there's that. Intuition gives wisdom in combat. Opportunity gives stealth and survival. So yeah, we have a little bit of a boost here for things. Our dear wife is going back to managing the estate because she's fairly good at it. Who are we sending to the great game? Sadani is still here, but Amur the old judge is here. He handles lawsuits between commoners. Many respect him, but more fear him. He's not in actual opposition to us. If we wanted to skip out on going to court today to do other things, we could, because there's no opposition here. We will not gain any slander today. You can decide whether to send someone to court based on the amount of support and opposed in court. Support and opposed come from randomly attending ministers and consorts, so try to get along with people. The 3 pieces of slander will trigger the Sultan's cruel missions. Visiting the palace can give you some intelligence. When the Sultan gets bored, the audience will temporarily stop, giving a chance to rest. So, we don't have to send someone to court today, but we can. It just takes a turn, so... Here. I'll spawn the event that happens. You drag it in here. So that you can see. So, reading can improve yourself, so develop a habit of reading. Whoever you send here gains the skills, 1 stealth, 1 survival. So, we can either save this to boost a follower or down the line who already has those things. Or we can improve ourselves to gain those skills. Welcome in, Wooden J1E. Sultan's game, STD in mid-age. Yeah, basically. We have yet to visit the brothel, but indeed, it's definitely that. Welcome in, though. I'm glad you found us. We were playing Sultan's game. I played the demo, so I know kind of what I'm talking about, but this game came out very recently, just at the end of last month, and so I'm excited to share. But yeah, it would take a single turn and then we would no longer have the book. I would wait for someone who would benefit more. That's fair. So this event that we spawned will expire in a day, regardless of whether we make use of it or not. It doesn't matter. Our wife is already managing the estate, so... It's being weird. Event in progress. I don't know what that was about. I'm actually going to send him anyway. We don't have any opposition today. I didn't have to send him, but I'm going to anyway. And I am gonna go to the bathhouse just to show you guys what the bathhouse is like. So we need this and we need this because that's how much it costs. Charisma and sociability is the way here. I don't think we do have a wisdom buff. This is wisdom and sociability. But this is already 5 die. I think we'll be okay. The more successful the check, the rarer the intelligence. So far, the intelligence we've been getting is all stone level, which is the lowest level. You have the possibility of getting higher levels of intelligence in the bathhouse is really its benefit. So here we are. This is all the players that we have. So we are going to end the day, even knowing that Conquest is still unresolved. I just felt like clinking the coins. Gotta be sociable to get people to talk to you naked, pretty much. The warm flow of water soothes your tense nerves. In these moments of fatigue and relaxation, people are always more likely to slip their secrets. Here, you can gather all kinds of rumors, as well as tales of unrest, often dismissed by nobles with disdain. Stories of bandits, adventurers, and demons. We need at least 1 success to get the lowest level of information. More successes, better information. We got 3. That's not bad. I'm not going to waste a gold die on this, and I don't have any rerolls, so... not bad. If something or someone hasn't been discussed in the bathhouse, it just doesn't exist. It's time to test your charisma and sociability. You don't know why you always hear about various things. Maybe it's because people don't mind you walking up to them. We got a silver opportunity. Nice. During your conversation with everyone, you unexpectedly learned about a matter that needs attention. The stares of people pierce your exposed skin. Even soaking in warm water, you can feel them, like a fisherman's thrown spears and ropes. When you rise from the pool, there is a feeling of more and more things tugging and pulling at you, like a voyaging ship pulling at a whale it is hunting. Alright. We needed the frequent appearances. We are definitely carrying out our tasks, so we got inside information again. We are up to 3 fatigue on the Sultan. And we also got some more opportunity. Nice. And something noteworthy has apparently happened. At our estate, we shall make less money than we have the last 2 times. We still got 5 coins, so we're still doing well. Ooh, another noteworthy, so here we go. Envoys from a neighboring country come to request permission from the Sultan to establish a trade route. They want to transport the rice and spices from the Sultan's land to their own country. This trade deal is certainly beneficial, but the neighboring country is experiencing a famine, making price negotiations tricky. Eventually, yes, Broccoli. When it comes to the consumables, when the Sultan stops holding court and things are at rest, if you have 3 of a consumable, you can combine them to a higher tier consumable. So that is how you, like, clean up the amount of consumables you have. Gold coins already stacked, so you can't really get any more higher tiers of gold coins, but, and people are leveled up through equipment, not, and fate options rather than anything else. So, yeah, it's the thing. But do we demand full payment from these envoys in advance for this trade? Do we offer them a discount because they are currently in a famine? Or do we negotiate earnestly to make things fair for both sides? How do we deal with these envoys who are trying to establish trade? I mean, greed, understanding, or fairness? This is really what we're coming down to. If we go full greed, we get a portion of those profits. If we discount them, we will gain favor with them, maybe to the detriment of ourselves, short term. And if we negotiate earnestly, at the very least, things are fair. We have money, but could use some favors. Okay, okay. Discount or fair? I do love it when you guys chime in. I love it, love it. I mean, interacting in my chat is always just optional for those that are lurking in the background. This is a lurk-friendly chat. I love you guys, so don't think I've forgotten that you're here. Lurkers are loving life here on Twitch. Believe you me. But, like, I love to hear from you guys, too, so... we will offer them a discount. That is the consensus. You know the Sultan will not be pleased. You've promised incentives to neighboring countries to help them through famine. The envoy leaves full of gratitude, while you stand among the lapis lazuli courts, feigning ignorance of the icy stairs behind you. So our renown has gone up and our influence has gone down. Well, we started with 0 influence and we still have 0 influence, so that didn't really change much, but our, this has gone up. Market news. Commercial Street, grand openings offer diverse, excellent goods at low prices. Buy equipment to prepare for future challenges. Someone has come to your door hoping to see you. Event project investment has appeared. It's because we have so much money. So... we now have these things going on. So we have Renown, which is reputation earned through good deeds. Your restraint in using the Sultan's cards to cause harm will also be reflected. There is Infamy, your reputation for doing evil, largely stemming from abusing the Sultan cards. Influence is our status in court. We currently have no influence in court. There is notoriety, our reputation among freemen, adventurers, and all who walk on the other side of the law. And insight, the sight for things that are not and thus should not be seen. This reflects your sensitivity to the otherworldly, to gods and spirits and worse. So that's what all of these are up here for. And also, of course, how many gold die we have to have auto success. So a couple of things have happened. The famous Hammer brothers are running around. Genor and Hanar. Hanar is crude, brutal, and tireless. He's a physique 5-6 guy, and he's the younger Sand Pirate brother. Genor is cynical and forever discontent. With a physique of 3, he's clearly the brains of the operation and the elder Sand Pirate brother. With a wisdom of 3, combat 3, and survival 3. So we need physique and combat to deal with these guys. And they will go to jail should we defeat them. The contested event will only take a day to resolve, but we have 3 days until the event itself expires. The House of Delights only takes a day and also expires every day because whoever is in the House of Delights changes. It's not that the House of Delights goes away, it's just whoever you can interact with here goes away. It will tell you, it'll show you the face of that person. Project investment takes 4 days to complete and also will expire in 4 days. So this is Mahir, an eccentric artisan. At banquets, Mahir is often the butt of her fellow nobles' jokes. Neurotic and naive, she has no grasp of household affairs and shuts herself away from people, obsessing over absurd and useless studies. How ludicrous she has debased herself into a mere craftswoman. But what is left unspoken is this. It is exactly those who mock her that have carved up her inheritance to the last scrap. She has a project, and she wants us to fund her project. She assures you that the development had reached its final stage and that she just needed a little more sponsorship to complete this unprecedented great invention, an instrument capable of unveiling secrets beyond the starry skies. So she needs wisdom and gold to finish this. We can send people to assist her, spend gold to fund the project, send something that may be useful for her research, and also we can break an extravagance card of bronze or lower. To also add to this investment project. I believe that we could use the Conquest card here. No higher than, you can, but unfortunately it needs to be a Conquest card no higher than silver. Which we have stone, so that would be easy. We don't really have the setup for this, not gonna lie. We have prepare ourselves, which is equip. Cards with the equipment tag can be equipped by placing them into a character card. Not entirely certain what that's going to do for us. We don't have any equipment. Here's the equipment merchant and what is on offer currently. So this is 20 gold coins, this is 10, these two are 5, and this one is 2. That's how much all this is worth. Leather armor will give us 1 physique. Shield and helmet will give us 2 physique in a combat. A large bouquet will give us 2 charisma, if equipped. It is technically a weapon. A very social weapon. The golden ram earrings will give 3 wisdom and 2 magic. A pair of ancient earrings. Under the ram on the left is carved the Eternal Watcher. These are similar carvings on the right, but the word for poetry remains legible. And the pomegranate garden. A beautiful circlet wrought by a talented craftswoman. A noble by birth, she was forced into hiding after her family's downfall. But thanks to the friendship of an influential courtier, she found her way back to the forge. This piece was inspired by dreams of hers. In the dream, she was back in her ancestral estate. Pomegranates were in full bloom, the water fountain sang, and the people laughed. So that's why it's named Pomegranate Garden. It adds 4 charisma to whomever wears it. We can purchase any and all of these, and it will restock every 7 days. We can also purchase multiple items at once, so long as we have the gold. So we don't have the gold to buy this, but we could get the earrings. Our wisdom is only a 1. This could be really good for us, actually. I kind of want it. And the bronze equipment and the leather armor would also be very good. This is attire, this is attire. So the shield and helmet is actually better attire. I seriously considered changing nickname to Visual Calculus after our conversation the other day. I mean, Broccoli, if you want to be Visual Calculus, I will not stop you. So she's making a telescope, hardly a new thing. Maybe she's got a minor improvement on the design. I mean, considering the sort of era that this is being fantasy cast into, She could very well be the inventor of the telescope. It'll be a very beautifully wrought telescope. Let's just put it that way. What do we want? You say pretties? I really want this, but I also kind of need this for the Conquest card, so we're gonna go broke today, guys. This is where you can buy equipment. Purchase successful. Purchase successful. Come again anytime. Excuse me? Thank you. So now our physique is 5, our sociability is 2, charisma 3, magic 2. We actually have magic. Wisdom 4, combat 3. This will greatly help us with many things. Yes, I took it all for myself because I'm a selfish asshole. This will not cost us any time, so... this is just a tutorial. Equipment is divided into 4 categories: weapon, accessory, attire, and animal. Each character is generally allowed to equip one of each type. You can check the equipment types available to the current character in the card details. Stats from equipment cards will affect the equivalent of the character card. You can only equip cards to yourself or your followers. You can equip, view, and remove equipment in the character details. And for all of this tutorial information, we got a bronze opportunity intelligence, which, not bad. Not bad. Okay. That didn't cost us any time, so yay. Yes, we can get pets. We don't have a weapon yet, but that's okay. There wasn't any weapon on offer. Alright. Maggie, my love, my darling, my dearest wife, please take care of my house. Who is here? So we have Fadia, who does not have any opposition to us. Lazig also is the Chamberlain and has no opposition to us, so we can skip out on the court if we want to. The administrator in charge of all palace affairs. He meticulously records every detail of the Sultan's daily life and takes great pride in his work. So maybe we skip out on the grand game today and send nobody, because nobody's in opposition to us today, so we can get away with it. Where is the set and can it be an elephant? This is set sort of in the sultanates of the Middle East. Sort of Persia, sort of Turkey, sort of kind of, you know, Southwest Asia, Middle East sort of area. But this is fantasy. This is not historically accurate in any way. It is very much inspired by the 1001 Arabian Nights sort of tales. So the Sultan is cruel and evil and yada yada yada. But I know that you can at least get a horse. I'm not entirely certain that you can get an elephant, but you might be able to. We might be able to get a magical elephant. I did not find a magical elephant in the demo. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I don't know for certain. Do I want to send... I can sit on this for a couple of days. I don't have the money for it anyway anymore. Bathhouse costs money. The bookstore can cost money. I don't have to cost money. Who's here? Emain the Theologian, who does have some opposition to us. The words of the divine are laws, and Emain is their interpreter. Each morn she preaches to her flock. With each hymn and prayer her path grows clearer, her resolve unshaken. She believes in the truth of her words. For who could be closer to the vast and awe-inspiring presence than one who lives and breathes its guidance? Okay. It would behoove us to befriend her a little bit. I'll buy another book. That's fine. It may be time to deal with these guys. How many? I have 3 more days before they become a problem and 4 more days before Conquest gets me executed, so... I mean, this is the only weapon, and I don't really want the charisma. I can't afford it now anyway, but still. We could go to the bathhouse, which will only cost us a gold coin. And get more stuff. We have mostly opportunity is the problem, which is stealth and survival. What we need is tactics. Or intuition. These guys require physique and combat, so we've gotten physique up and combat up because of our equipment. We can also get this stuff from the palace. It's just we get higher tiers by paying for the bathhouse. If you get a horse, I'm just gonna say it's an elephant in disguise. There's horse racing in this game, Allison. That's what the horse is for, primarily. Now we're gonna go to the bathhouse. I'm spending money today, apparently. Charisma and sociability? Nope. I think this is wisdom and sociability? No, this is fine. Let's go. Alright. That is all the things that we can get away with today, so let's go. Let us see what we get here today. Max. You don't know why you always hear about the various things. Maybe it's because people don't mind you walking up to them. We got silver inside information. Nice. What matter needs our attention? Let's find out. Frequent appearances in the palace. Nobles are bickering again today. He's just gotten fatigue. There was nothing new about the way you used the bloodshed card, so the Sultan rejected it. We don't even have bloodshed, we have conquest, so that was a little bit interesting. People are still coming to our house. How much money do we make? Not as much as in the past. 3 successes will yield the highest return. I'm not gonna waste a gold die on this, though. We can get slightly less gold today, it's fine. We still get 3. So we still made money. The angler isn't the largest, but got the best, so we got hunter's tails this time. Let's see if we can't influence the noble. Oh, heck yeah, we can. We needed at least 2, well, we needed at least 1 success because we were a noble, and we got 2, so we have gained some support to cancel out her opposition. And we gained some mystique as well. Oh, more noteworthy things. Someone pounds on your door, staring at you with hollow eyes. A demon nest in your heart. It gnaws at you, bends you, and in the end devours your soul, turning you into a puppet of its will. Only I can save you. Only I can save you. His eyes twitch wildly. Let me split your chest open. Let me rip it out for you. Well. A seemingly mad man has come babbling crazy things about demons in our heart. Let us rip it out. Do we say, sure, please? Do we say, go away, you've picked the wrong mark, I'm not stupid? Or do we say, you will pay for your nonsense, because it is nonsense? Totally sane, Plague. Totally sane. Is it bad? I'm kind of like, do the thing? No, Allison, it's just another part of the game. I would trust this kind of... Everyone's like, yes, please, die to this man. Do it. Do it. He's probably right, but we get on pretty well with this demon, and it's way better company than the one we had last week, so we'll keep this one, thanks. Trav, you're brilliant. I love you. It's like trusting Volo. I mean, yeah, it is kind of like trusting Volo. It is a little bit like that, yes. I have 2 votes for please, then please, and 1 vote for go away, you've picked the wrong mark. I think you're outvoted, Trav. I'm so sorry. No wonder. No wonder headaches plagued you and your chest tightens and your focus slips. It all makes sense now. You rush the man inside, demanding a cure for these woes, but he just rolls his stiff eyes and drones. Let me crack open your chest. Uh-oh, we're running out of time. If needed, you can return to the previous day. So a pack of vicious dogs has opened up. The House of Delights has changed who's in it. This time we have Jalila has meticulously crafted her unapproachable persona. Many clients spend enough on her to buy several farms, and their own reward is a chance to kneel and kiss her toes. Perhaps that is exactly what they want. She is the queen of the whip. The dominatrix is in the house, you guys. Pack of vicious dogs is bronze. A group of abandoned dogs wandering and gathering in a desolate wasteland. You can put a dog lure here, or money. This is where we can go. We can bring someone. We can use a consumable and breaks a conquest card or an extravagance card, no higher than bronze. So this conquest card would actually do better with the pack of vicious dogs. This one is no higher than silver, and they will expire faster. What does this do? The mysterious man takes out a sharp knife, a pointed awl, and a handsaw. The cold light reflects off his rigid face. All set and new? A sleeping draught could help ease the pain. Do you remember where you got the sleeping draught or liquor? We need physique to survive this man opening our chest. It will go away in 3 days. Wow, this is gonna be tricky. Not much. We're just kind of warbling on what to do. Who's in here? Narfall? Opposition 3. Ooh, that's bad. Narfall was not born to an esteemed family. He spent 5 years earning the right to be the Sultan's courtier, and another 5 coming to the realization that he cannot change the Sultan's ways. His ambition has smoldered into profound disappointment, but he may yet find another way to save this country. We have to be in court today. Like, we're still, there's going to be slander, but we have to be in court today. Well, we don't have to, somebody has to. Maybe our dear wife. No, she's good at the house. Hold on. Charisma and wisdom. Charisma and sociability. Maybe he should do the house chores. I'm gonna send my wife. My wife. This is still not gonna go well for us. A friendly man. Oh, no, a friendly man came to open my chest. He has not opened it yet. You're managing the house today. Because fuck me. I have only just enough for the project investment, assuming I don't send anyone with to fix it. We do not have the sleeping draught. And we just need strength, which I don't think any of these will give me. Survival and stealth. Survival and stealth. Interesting. Charisma and magic. Stealth and combat. Wisdom and sociability. Wisdom and combat. Okay. Well, we need to deal with this Conquest card. Today might be the day. I only have a physique of 5, guys. I don't want to end up being injured. That could be a problem. I actually think I need to deal with the Hemar brothers. I think I have to do this. This is where we need to be. Good luck, Mr. Scrape. I hope Baldur's Gate 3 treats you well then. I'm gonna do this. Wish me luck. This could go badly. I have nobody to back me up. Mostly because everyone is busy. I don't have enough people yet. Alright. Here we go. Famous Hamar brothers. It is said that the brothers Hamar and Jamor, who occupy this place, are infamous and cruel highway robbers. One values life more than money, and the other values money more than life. If someone is unfortunate enough to encounter them together, they will have neither money nor life. The security team warns passing caravans to hire enough guards and avoid this dune area whenever possible. The whereabouts of the Hemar brothers have been exposed, but capturing them is not easy. We literally have 0, and we need 2 successes. We're fucked. I don't know how we're supposed to do this. You underestimated your enemies, and perhaps God's favor was not with you today. As blood-red sunset fades, the Hemar brother claims more lives. And that is the end of our run. We did not go well. We can return to the start of this round, or we can end this run and try again. Can we buy more people? Yes, but we haven't opened that option up yet, Broccoli. So, do we want me to redo this day? Or because we're so quickly dead? Or do we want me to end and restart and consider a different build? What do we think, chat? This is just the beginning. We're going to play this for a while. So, like, don't think that this is the end of my stream for this game. It absolutely is not. There's too much to discover yet. You want me to redo the day? See, if you had a chest cavity with a severe lack of demons in it, you would probably have been fine. Oh, Plague. I don't think that's how that works, but sure. We will return to the start of this round and decide differently. You're a problem. I don't like you. These two are solid. I don't have to rethink those two. It's really just what Arzu does that I have to rethink. I have, like, one more day before this is a no-go, so I could wait. I don't have, obviously, the things I need for this, so we may just have to let the Hamar brothers cause problems. The pack of vicious dogs, on the other hand, we could absolutely do. Demons famously lure evil brothers. No, the Hamar brothers happened before this guy. But you want me to do this guy. I just don't know if I will survive it because I don't have either a sleeping draught or liquor to ease my pain. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. I have 5 physique. I don't think anything else will help me here, though, is the problem. Yeah, see, I don't have any consumable that helps with physique is the problem. So... well, what's the worst that can happen? All in the UI in this game is so tiny. I feel like you need a giant 4K screen to play comfortably. I mean, I seem to read it quite comfortably. But you can up the size. You can always scroll in and out. I don't know if that helped you. This map gets very busy, you guys. I assure you, it just does. But I've upped the text a little bit. I'm sorry to hear that, Plague. Feel free to tell me to read out things. Well, I have nothing more, and this is what Plague has been demanding, so let's see if we survive this, shall we? Alright. We'll try today again, and see what happens. If you were actually playing the game, I think it would be fine. It's just... through stream, it's a little harder. Alright, the grand game, I haven't been reading things that I've read before, just to save my own voice, but we're back at the palace, at the court. Slander grows by the Sultan's ear about your misdeeds and your disrespect. If there was even one person to speak for you, it would have been difficult for such weeds to take root, but unfortunately there wasn't. Palace intrigues have made the Sultan somewhat weary. Lady Becky sometimes unexpectedly gets rewarded for doing something herself. Got a secret. And something noteworthy has happened. People are coming to the estate. Let's see if we make money. 3 successes will yield the highest returns. Not 3, but good enough. Gold is not the most important thing. What matters is that you are still respected. The mysterious man takes out a sharp knife, a pointed awl, and a handsaw. The cold light reflects off his rigid face. All set. And you? You nervously lie down on the bed, watching as the man raises a silver handsaw to you. We need 3 successes to survive this. And we have gained 3 successes out of 5, so that helped. You made it through. A mysterious stranger stuffs an unknown mixture of herbs and plants into your mouth. Paralyzed, you can do nothing but watch as he begins sawing open your chest. He skillfully cuts through your bones, his hands rummaging through the crimson mess of flesh and blood. It feels like a surreal, excruciating nightmare. Finally, he repositions your organs, pieces your bones back together, and stitches your chest shut. He mutters a few words before you slip into a deep sleep. When you finally jolt awake, you find that the wound has miraculously healed. Something's different than before. Your mind has never been sharper, as if you are seeing the world and yourself for what they truly are. We gained wisdom, physique, and rationality arrived. The mysterious stranger left while you were asleep, vanishing without a trace. You vaguely remember hearing his sigh, seeming unconvinced that your home was so bare, not a single valuable in sight. He was gonna rob us, but... What is this? This is a consumable. The human mind, compared to the world, to higher powers, is as an island in an endless ocean. Insignificant, weak to be devoured by some disaster at any moment. Even so, a lighthouse stands erect on this island. Rationality. It gives us Inspiration 20, which is a sudden burst of creativity, and Reformative 2, the power to change this nation, maybe for better or for worse. The House of Delights now has Juna. Juna is beautiful but lacks a certain poise. This means she cannot charge as much, which for many patrons works just fine. The other prostitutes think she is wasting her potential, but they do not know what she wants. She is popular and she's also only stone. So there is that. All right, the famous Hamar brothers are still at it. We still have a pack of vicious dogs to deal with. Project investment we have not invested in. We have a bit more money. I need to deal with this. So, let's see here. Let's move this shit down here. Just so that it's not... We still have access to it. It's just we are moving things around. The books can also go down here along with rationality. This will help. Just help. So now I have to switch through my bars to get to things, but believe you me, it gets crazy otherwise. So... all right. So now we have some slander against us. Accumulated slander will prompt the Sultan issue additional orders to you. Rest assured, they will not be merciful. Yeah, she does look cool. Well, that's not rearranging the guts I expected to happen in this game. Well, it's still possible. Zaid is fine with us. There's no opposition in court today. Sadani is also fine with us. Again, no opposition in court today. So we could very successfully just ignore court today, but we do have slander. So it's not... I don't suggest avoiding court today. This is the last day that we can deal with the famous Hamar brothers. Farja only has 2 physique to add. I don't think we will... We're just gonna have to let them deal with theirs. I think we're gonna send our wife to deal with the estate. We might be able to handle the dogs by ourselves. Honestly. This would, I think, handle the Conquest card. To resolve Conquest, you will need to personally send someone as bait. That is the problem. So... Or... we could throw this in here. And get this one back. And do this instead. Failure will lead to death, but we need survivability, of which we don't have. I mean, we do have survival in here. So it's not like we can't I guess opportunity is kind of the thing that we have. Yeah. So we can get up to 3 survivability for this one. I don't know if you want to do that. You got good stuff from the Strange Man, and it would be a shame to lose it on the brothers. Yeah, no, I don't think we want to do the brothers. They're just going to have to be a problem. We just have to do this Conquest card, like, today or tomorrow. We might be able to do the dogs. Honestly. So, I am going to send our friend here and hope that maybe this will cancel out some slander. I don't know if it actually can, but we'll try. And then we're gonna deal with the dogs. Because I don't have any other way. We're going to use ourselves as bait. Because I don't have anybody else. See if this works. Otherwise, we're just simply dead, so it's fine. Here we go. Here we go. A pack of wild dogs rampages through the slums, attacking lone passers-by. Some drunks were even devoured in their sleep, losing their lives. They severely impact the safety of the city. The security team has tried multiple times to catch them, but failed each time. To catch these beasts, who have grown wisdom in order to survive, special measures might be necessary. You need at least 1 success to drive them away. We have 8 dice for this. Your plan worked. The wild dogs were attracted by the bait and trapped in a dead-end alley. Now it's time to test your combat skills. That's a 4. It should be fine. The last wild dog whimpers as it falls. Once they feasted on human flesh, now they will become someone's meal. You have resolved a major problem for the slum residents, and they respect you more. Our renown has grown. Arzu, who acted as bait for you, barely escaped the wild dog's attack with his life, but he is gravely injured. Without timely treatment, he may die from his wounds worsening. But we did gain survival from that, so... hunting can always be considered a form of conquest, even if it is hunting wild dogs. When you asked the Sultan to nullify the Conquest card, he showed great regret. He blamed you for not leaving any alive. He wanted to see how they ripped through human flesh to earn their terrifying reputation. In Conquest, we are collared. When you snapped the Sultan's card, the court fell into a rare silence. Even your political enemies didn't jump out to say anything, which is a bit too quiet for you. In your imagination, he should have come out criticizing you, saying you didn't flatten an oasis, a town, a country to meet the Conquest card's standard. Yet you couldn't do that. You don't have private troops. Lost in thought, Nawful suddenly steps forward. The nobles around him lower their heads, hiding the "he's at it again" reflections in their eyes. Nawful kneels before the Sultan once more, spine rigid, voice clear and firm. You must not let this absurd game continue, Your Majesty. Please rescind the power you granted Arzu. Otherwise, I have reasons to suspect he will seize the opportunity to eliminate many enemies. He glances sideways at you, supplementing. And you would hear no dissenting voices. The Sultan seems intrigued by his words, smiling at you as if really considering giving you a warning. Is Nawful right? Or who can stop me from entertaining you? How do we respond to this man's hatred of us? Or rather, this man's opposition of us? It's not, I suppose, truly hatred, in that he is just bringing up a very valid point. That is possible that we could do that, but do we want to? Hey Sultan, I've beaten up some dogs. Yeah. Is he not entertained? That is a good question, Allison. Is he not? How hooked are we to the game? I mean, we're 6 days into this game, technically speaking. We didn't like it when the Sultan played it. We thought it was a waste of resources and terribly unwise. So hooked? I don't think we're exactly hooked, but he's not wrong. Depending on the person playing, what he said could be absolutely correct. So, 1 then. Like, the point of the game is to play the game right, so can we even get out of it? No. We're in it until we die, or until we complete it, one way or another. Just stab the Sultan, easy. Sure, Plague. He has a magic ring that makes him pretty immune to being attacked. Just FYI. I'm gonna agree with him. He won't expect it. Just kiss the Sultan, easy. Others have tried and died for it, Plague. Could this be a good opportunity to escape this game as well? Thinking this, you step forward and kneel before the Sultan. You admit that Nawful is right. The power brought by this deck and the heavy burden it brings are unbearable. Before I make bigger, more ridiculous mistakes, I implore you to end this game. How could that be, dear subject? The Sultan laughs heartily. Isn't this exactly what he hoped for? At the moment you jump out to accuse and advise him, he hopes to witness your fall, to see you become like him, become one of his own at the end of the game. Nawful wants to say more, but the Sultan waves him off. As you leave court, Nawful stops you and warns, "Don't think the matter is over." His gaze is sharp, but the dark circles beneath his eyes are evident against the pale skin. It seems he hasn't been sleeping well lately. You shrug dismissively without interacting with him. You leave of your own accord. Stabbing solves many problems. It may cause more, but you're already holding a knife. I mean, if every problem looks like a stabbable problem, then all you will do is use knives. We still need to frequent the palace. We get some inside information. The fatigue has gone up. And we got an omen on top of things. Something noteworthy has happened. People are coming to the house. Let's see how much money we make. 3. Well, that's alright. That's fine. We're still obsessed with whatever Sultan card we have, which we currently don't have any, so that's kind of funny. Time for a new card. A stone carnality card. Behold, there are 2 parts to every Sultan's card. Carnality refers to the act, and stone its color, its tier. Refers to the target. Stone is the lowest tier, which means you can use it on a target of any tier you desire. Whether you would waste a high tier target on it is entirely up to you. If you are unhappy with the card you drew, you may be able to change it. Let's see the number of redraws you currently have. Well, we have 2. Nope. We will leave with that one. That one's fine. We have 2 renown. So far, we are pretty good with the people. Sickness outbreak over here. The smells of the wound, the sounds within your body, the color of the vomit, all tell you that the footsteps of death are near. Stacked sickness and injury status will reduce characters' check values. You will permanently lose deceased characters. Placing herbs can prevent death. We don't have any herbs. We do need to throw omen cards on this level, though, so that they stop. Survival and magic being in the top row. Here we are. It seems that Faraj is speaking today, and he is already in support of us, so we don't need to send anyone to court. We have support today. It did not wipe out any slander. The fatigue is 6. I believe this is the last day before he retires from court. So this is done. We do need someone to manage the estate, but we need to deal with this. We don't have herbs. The equipment merchant does not have herbs. There's a project we need to invest in, an estate to manage. We have 1 person. Okay. She's getting investment, but no person. She needs wisdom and gold. Wisdom. Well, that will certainly help. Why is it that I cannot... Do I have to send a person? I do have to send a person to even do this. So I guess we're not doing the investment project. The Hamar brothers are still making problems. I guess we will just send her to manage the estate and make money. Because that's all we can do. Well. Awkward turn. So we deal with the injury by stabbing it. That's what surgeons do. How do we get herbs? You have to have it at the equipment merchant. Or by completing certain events, you might get it as a reward. We need to not DIR. I guess suturing it up is stabbing too, just not with knives. Stabbing with a mini rapier. Well, this it is what it is. We end the day. If you don't have time, I will come to you later. A female artisan has waited for many days without a response. So she will return again. It's just now we have to wait for her event to come back. It's fine. Technically, we have someone at court. We just didn't send them there. So we still get inside information. All the absurdity of endless debates and debacles have left the Sultan thoroughly exhausted, so he will probably relieve himself from the court for a few days. Your recent actions have not aroused any suspicion from the Sultan. As such, your influence has increased. There was nothing new about the way you used the bloodshed card, so the Sultan rejected it. I don't know why it's giving me that. There's no bloodshed card available, so apparently he's just jonesing for a bloodshed card. People are still coming to the house. Let's see how much money we make. Ooh, we make 5. Nice. This is good. And something noteworthy has happened. My only 2 solutions are stabbing and kissing. I can't think further than that. I mean, kissing can lead to a type of stabbing. That's fair. Allison has a great point there. The Sultan, in a whimsical mood, asks you to judge the most beautiful female in his harem. Do we believe the most beautiful female in his harem is the woman who has been with him the longest? The newest addition to his collection? Or the next one? Ad coming in about a minute, for those that is still relevant to. Game is still fresh, so minor bugs are expected. Yes, yes. I'm not entirely sure what's prompting that particular line, and it could just be that they didn't add in the place where your actual, like, card is in the place of bloodshed. It's just default bloodshed all the way around. So I think they just need to add in, like, check for what card is in hand or something. Next one sounds flattering and smart. That's a good point, Broccoli. He has a good point, chat. What do we think? Next one. The most beautiful female in his harem is the next woman he picks. Clever. The Sultan seems surprised at your response. He is momentarily stunned, then pets the armrest of his throne, laughing heartily. He continuously praises your answer and then begins imagining which towns or countries to conquer next to turn their princesses and noblewomen into the Sultan's concubines. He laughs greatly and is immensely pleased. Your previous mistakes now seem insignificant, and you once again become his most favored subject. Influence +1. The smell of the wound, the sounds within your body, the color of the vomit, all tell you that the footsteps of death are near. When it knocks, everyone is alone. We need 1 success to survive. We got 3. We're good. It paused inside your body for a moment, then quietly left. However, you might not be so lucky next time. We are still injured. Nawful has supporters in many places in the Empire, among them idealistic rural gentry and nobles who still believe in justice. These people are willing to share their insights at Nawful's gatherings. Then, your process of breaking the Conquest card is repeatedly brought up by them. Even though there's no flaw in procedure, law, or logic, you have excised something originally reserved for royalty. Conquest, resulting in more opponents appearing against you in court, standing beside Nawful during audience. You've suffered more slanders against you in court. This could probably use a little bit of an English edit, but the idea gets across. Alright, so the Headless Dragon and the Sanatorium have arrived on the map. The Sanatorium is the place where we can spend gold coins to stop being injured. So maybe we fix this. That's where we are. We are going to the Sanatorium to not die. Headless Dragon. The Sultan's rule is a fate most people accept as inevitable. That is the current conviction ruling the country. It's the dominant ideology. So, the Sultan is like the sun, projecting vast distorted shadows named power when away from the court. The Headless Dragons lasts for 4 rounds. After 4 rounds, the grand game will begin anew. Recipe. Combining 3 pieces of intelligence of the same quality to create 1 piece of a higher quality intelligence. Combine 2 convictions of the same quality to create 1 upgraded conviction. Recipe 3 is Blueprint of Revolution and Regicide plot can synthesize a higher tier conviction of revolution. And any Testaments of Oath under gold tier with 2 convictions of rebellion of the same tier can synthesize a higher tier conviction of rebellion. So, this is where we can use these things. Rationality. I actually think I might move this up here. There we go. The backpack is so useful, you guys. Oh my god. So we have 4 insight information, so we'll move that up a tier into bronze. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else that we can do. And we only have 1 type of conviction. So that is where we stand. True taboo and other matters best left untold. We don't have the things for, so this is what we will use the Headless Dragons for. We have carnality. Who is at the House of Delights? Jalila? I mean, we can't do anything with it until next turn, so she can definitely handle the carnality. But she is the queen of the whip. If we want the dominatrix to be the thing, there's that. I'm just gonna put you in charge here. I'm actually gonna do both of you and hope for more money. No. Just you, because the bookstore... Zaki has 1 support and 1 opposition. We can make him even more supportive of us, which would help. And we could buy a book. So let's do that today. Let's influence people at the bookstore. This is what our turn is going to be, and the next turn we will be able to do other things. But we have 2 influence in the court and 2 renown, which is not bad. That's a novel problem you got there. It is. He is a problem. Throw money into wound, stabbing style. Sultan, more like salt dumb. Got him good. Good luck with that. If he heard you say that, Plague, it would be your death. Or worse. People are still willing to come to our house. Let's see how much money we make. We make it the monies. Excellent. All will be well. Mediocre returns. We got a fate point. Nice. The Angler isn't the largest bookstore, but it's got the best books. We got a game of marbles. And we also can maybe influence a noble. We need at least 1. And we got 2. So Zaki now has a support, more support than opposition against us, which is good for us. We discussed some topics from the book and gained some inside information for our troubles. In the past, bookstores used to be places of escape filled with stories and fiction. Now you are at the center of a story, seeing only metaphors and satire in every page, reminding you of the absurdity and lack of compassion in reality. Sanatorium. We can send gold coins here to treat injured or sick people. Wounds close and sickness heal, but the fear of death still hovers over you. We are no longer injured. The Sultan is like the sun, projecting vast distorted shadows named power when away from the court. The Sultan is still not seen today. I see. Suddenly you realize what's behind those secretive glances and smiles. Upgraded insight information. Let's go. Next day. The vizier's servant delivered a decorative saber, appearing more for show than use, along with a message. The great Sultan is willing to lend you his weapon and authority. What immense honor and glory! What nonsense is Noffel spouting? Why haven't you gotten rid of him? Message. Recently has been heard that 2 nobles angered the Sultan and were imprisoned. So now we can get to the prison. Alrighty then. So the ceremonial saber adds 1 to combat. It is primarily decorative, but it is a weapon all the same, and we don't have a weapon, so I'm gonna equip it. Now our combat is 4. Yay us. There are better weapons. Has this refreshed yet? No. Okay. Let us move the game of marbles and inside information into the proper places. What is this? Wisdom and magic? A fantasy novel about a meritocratic nation where the only measurement of merit is how well one plays marbles. The better one plays, the higher one climbs. You remember playing marbles as a child. After reading this book, you can gain 1 magic and 1 wisdom. Well, that would be good for us. That would be excellent for us, actually. Our base wisdom is a 2. So that would give us a base wisdom of 3, making this 6, and a base magic of 1, making this a 3, which would be very good for us. Might be something to look into. We do not have enough of anything here to combine. We do need someone to manage the estate, though, so our dear wife, hold down the estate, please. The prison. Your influence cannot be less than 3. Well, we have less than 3, so we can't actually go yet, but a dungeon, a place for imprisoning criminals, currently closed. Bribing or pressuring the guards might allow you to walk in as if you owned the place. It'll cost us 2 gold, but we need influence of 3, so we need another influence before we can even visit the prison. And we have mediocre returns, which means we've gained 20 gold coins at one point. So nice. We have now a single fate point to our name. Good for us. And there is this event. Yeah, the Sultan is like the sun, painful to watch. Me dying doesn't make me less dumb. Wait, you're not meant to watch the sun? Nope. Strictly speaking, she was not begging. She just looked at the book in your hand with a longing look. Of course, this is absurd, as it is well known that the poor are illiterate and cannot have a noble yearning for knowledge. You can do nothing or fulfill the girl's wish. Girl in rags. Poverty and hunger have marred her flesh, but her innocent eyes are like two deep pools, luring fools to pour out their desires, inviting the wise to impart wisdom. She has a physique of 1, a charisma of 1, and a wisdom of 3, which for a stone girl, like a stone level girl, is rather interesting. But if you don't watch it, then how can you know when it's making faces at you? That's a good question. Jungle, jungle. Enjoy the book, little girl. She left as if frightened. These books might be gone for good. Hopefully, she really intends to read them, though that is unlikely. Let's see here. I can't afford this, but I will buy everything else because it's all useful. This is where you can buy equipment. Purchase successful. Purchase successful. Come again anytime. Alright, you are gonna get some leather armor so that now you will finally have a tiny amount of compact. Actually, it's a tiny amount more physique for him. The bouquet gives charisma. Alright. And then I'm gonna send him to the bookstore with his newfound charisma because he needs to influence Jabal, who is an adventure enthusiast. One of the 4 esteemed individuals granted the honor of serving the Sultan's personal guard, permitted to bear arms in the Sultan's presence. An affable man, oft ridiculed for his passion for adventure stories and ancient heroics, he steadfastly upholds the ideals of the very paragons he admires. He's also a single point of opposition for us, so we do want to get on his good side. Here we go. There we go. Alright, what does Arzu want to do today? Can't go to the prison. Could go to the bathhouse. Could go to the House of Delights and just deal with this carnality card. Requires charisma and physique. If we have the physique, the charisma could be higher. Let's adopt her. Maybe she will be the bait next time. Can you hire the beggar? She could be useful. We need minions. Damn, she's gone. She might be back for more books. Just throw money at people and hope they start listening to you. The first one is always free. So what I hear is this man will have a knife for stabbing the Sultan. I mean, it's not a great ceremonial saber. He actually wants us to take out our opposition because he thinks that's funny. Only we could use a carnality card on him. Maybe we would change his mind. I'm gonna go to the bathhouse. I've got time. To the bathhouse. Charisma and sociability? We have secrets. Let's go. Let's see what happens. The warm flow of water soothes your tense nerves. In these moments of fatigue and relaxation, people are always more likely to let slip their secrets. Here, you can gather all kinds of rumors, as well as tales of unrest often dismissed by nobles with disdain, stories of bandits, adventures, and demons. If something or someone hasn't been discussed in the bathhouse, it just doesn't exist. Time to test our charisma and sociability. We just need a single... Oh my god. Reroll that shit. Give me more successes, thank you. Much better. I don't know why you always hear about various things. Maybe it's because people don't mind you walking up to them. During your conversation with everyone, you unexpectedly learned about a matter that needs attention. The stares of people pierce your exposed skin. Even soaking in warm water, you can feel them like a fisherman's thrown spears and ropes. When you rise from the pool, there is a feeling of more and more things tugging and pulling at you, like a voyaging ship pulling at a whale it is hunting. But people are still willing to come to the house. Let's see how much money we make. Ooh, not a lot. The sparse coins ring a hollow sound. Guests clink glasses in disinterest. Something noteworthy has happened, though. Someone beats drums and gongs at your doorstep, singing hymns loudly. As you open the door, a group of children shower you with white flowers and shout, "Hooray!" and "Thank you!" Before you figure out what's going on, they pull out a donation banner for the Pure Children. Do we donate a large sum, a little sum, or give absolutely nothing at all? Do you know that in Russian there is a euphemism for prison that is places not so far away? I am cosplaying Encyclopedia today. I did not know that, Broccoli. That is interesting. I wonder if Mr. Scrake has heard this euphemism before. He's, Ukrainian. Ah, a scam. Hire some street kids, watch them, give them instructions, and tour rich people's houses asking for money. How much? Large money? Little money? Nothing. Broccoli, that is the question here. Do we give a lot? Do we give a little? Do we say fuck off? Maybe they be minions? All the money? Give them nothing. Wow, chat is contentious about these children today. You know they're just being used, right? There are channel point options to crown yourself the ruler of the vote if you decide that you know what's best for this vote in particular. There's also channel point options to make me decide regardless. It's up to you guys. Can force my hand one way or another. Or you can save up your channel points for something else, like story time, or, you know, making me play an 8-hour day instead of my usual 3 to 4. Or becoming a VIP. Not that being a VIP means anything more than I just prioritize your messages because they get a little box around them or something, but you know, it's whatever. They should be kicked in the knees and sent on their way. I'm gonna throw a little... You can't make me do anything if I've already chosen. They seem determined not to let you leave without a donation. After some consideration, you decide to give them some money. Event money to avoid disaster has appeared. The Sultan is still not seen. At the bookstore, we bought a book. The White Weasel's Court. A silver level book. Holy shit. The book in your hand piques others' interests. Let's see if we can interest this man's. Absolutely nothing. Reroll that shit. Much interest. Much better. Taste and wisdom, morality and ability have nothing to do with each other, but most people rely on taste to choose their friends. So we have gotten his support. So he is now neutral to us. They discussed some topics from the book, but you gained real-world information from it. An opportunity. In the past, bookstores used to be places of escape filled with stories and fiction. Now you are at the center of a story, seeing only metaphor and satire in every page, reminding you of the absurdity and lack of compassion in reality. The Trail of the Wolf King. Money to avoid disaster. This would give wisdom and sociability. Some farce about how a colony of white weasels took over the court and elected the biggest weasel as Sultan. How is this book not banned already? After reading the book, you gain +2 wisdom and +1 sociability, which would be really great for our wife, actually, in managing our estate, because wisdom and sociability are the two things that are needed. However, books go on this row. It's just how it be. Okay. This takes a day. At least no one will scold you for being stingy. 3 gold coins, and anyone can do it. We do have 3 opportunities, so I'm going to upgrade that. We'll get higher level opportunity there. Who's in the bookstore today? Zaid? I mean, he's not our friend, but he's certainly not our foe. We will send... Actually, no. You have the bouquet. But I actually am gonna give this to our wife. You get to do this. Congratulations. You get to go do this. Doesn't actually help you here, but it will help you in court if we ever send you to court. Who's here? She can fulfill the carnality card. We could just do that right now. What does this entail? The Wolf King has emerged in the prairies, rumored to possess human-like wisdom. Whenever someone tries to hunt the Wolf King, it becomes aware and completely vanishes. If the hunt fails, it's likely that the hunters will be surrounded by the wolf pack. If you fail, you will be ambushed. It requires wisdom and survival. We have 1 survival. This does not, I mean, this is just going to sit here until we work on it. So that's that. This still only has that. We could go to the bookstore, but he's not really a problem. This gives us stealth and survival. I actually want him to have more survival. So he needs at least 2 wisdom to read it. He's got 5. It's fine. That's what we're going to do for today. So we're going to work on ourselves. She'll still be here. I have to save for the 8 hours and VIP, even though I dislike these children. Wife gets to read rebellious literature. Can we send somebody else to fuck, or do we have to do it ourselves? When it comes to resolving any of the Sultan's deck, the Sultan's cards, we have to do it ourselves. We are playing the game. That doesn't mean we can't resolve this with our wife. We absolutely could if we wanted to, but she's a bronze level carnality at the very, like, at the highest. So if we did that, we wouldn't be able to use our wife. Whereas, do we really care about this prostitute? Just saying. Congrats, Mr. Scrake. Fireball is often the answer. It is always to whom it may concern. We're just gonna end this day. Alright, people are coming to the house. Let's see how much money we make. Much money. We got 5 more money. Smile, dear. We're still obsessed with our cards, but it's fine. Somebody beats drums and gongs at your doorstep, singing hymns loudly. As you open the door, a group of children shower you with white flowers and shout, "Hooray!" and "Thank you!" Before you figure out what's going on, they pull out a donation banner for the pure children, making it clear that they won't let you go without money. This result isn't the most generous, but it's not bad either. The clerics loudly announced your donation amount, comparing you to those who donated more, trying to pressure you into giving more, but you firmly kept your wallet shut. Perhaps because of the donation, you had a nice dream that night. Piety. He gained piety, which can be used to upgrade convictions. Interesting. We got an omen. Nice. Sultan was away from court, but no one can win always, but you now have confidence in catching more leaves when the wind blows from upgraded opportunity. Reading can improve yourself, so develop a habit of reading. We learned the hunter's skills, so we added stealth and survival. Patience is the most indispensable. So... You spot Nawful at the angler's bookstore, his head buried in an ancient book. You haven't decided whether to mock him or ignore him when he spots you, and leaves as if brushing dirt leaving behind a book he was perusing. You vow you have no interest in what he reads, but inadvertently glimpse the cover's title, The False Freedom. Nope, we're curious now. What is this? What is this? A note in a book. This title piqued your interest. As you skimmed through a few pages, you found it to be just a collection of commonplace political allegories, describing various ugly behaviors under a tyrant's rule, filled with cliched viewpoints, nothing noteworthy. However, wait. You noticed, suddenly, a note tucked within one of the pages. You discreetly slipped it into your pocket, intending to examine it at home. Equipment merchant has refreshed, the Hamar brothers are back, and the girl returns the book. Hello. On it is a note, a remote and suspicious address. It's a clue, you guys. We've got into a clue. Okay, so we must organize. Omen. Done. Actually, if we're really good, we should put this down here as well. Okay. So, the girl in rags is back with Jungle. She wandered near your house. God only knows how she found your house. It seems she wants to return the book. We can use a bloodshed, carnality, or extravagance card on this girl. Not using a Sultan card is also an option. So we can use a Sultan's card, or we can spend 5 golds to treat her well. She wants to give us back the book. Treat her well and hire her. It is an option. What's in the equipment merchant now? The thief's shoes, which is stealth as an accessory. The winged pauldron, which is combat and sociability. Ooh. As a tire. Delicate gold earrings for charisma and sociability. Ooh. Ring of the lovebirds, charisma and stealth. And full armor, which is physique 4. We are rocking less good armor, but we don't have the money for this. We could get the ring of the lovebirds, which would help us quite a bit, I might add. But we would have to get rid of our gold earrings, which is giving us magic, so that's fine. The delicate gold earrings would help our wife. The winged pauldrons would help our... What attire are we wearing? We're wearing... Well... We're wearing physique and combat. The winged pauldrons are combat and sociability, which would actually help our noble friend a lot more. Thief shoes are also an accessory. What is his? He doesn't have an accessory either. But he does have piety. I'm getting these for my wife. Purchase successful. Come again. Yay. This will help her. The bouquet is going back to this dude. He needs charisma more often. She needs wisdom and sociability, so this has helped. All right. Let's see here. Our wife goes back to the estate. She's now at 3 and 3, which is very good, very good. We will make monies. Who's at the bookstore? Zaki is at the bookstore again. We don't need to go to the bookstore for that. We could get another book. This is wisdom and sociability. We have a wisdom of 5, but a sociability of 2. You have a wisdom of 2 and a sociability of 2. The book actually would help our wife more, but just in general. But we want her managing the estate today, so that's fine. We could satisfy the carnality card on her, but I don't really want to do that. That seems like a terrible idea. Mostly because I know what is going to happen. House of Delights has Jalila. She definitely can do this. Runs off of charisma and physique. Charisma 3, physique 6. It's not bad. We'll do this for a moment. That way we have charisma 5, physique 6. Deal with this carnality card before it becomes a problem. And he can go to the bathhouse. Actually, no. How much money does she cost? 4. We can't go to the bathhouse. Can't buy a book. Guess he's going to the bookstore. Oh. You don't have to buy a book at the bookstore. We're gonna do this. It's just better for everyone involved. Let's see here. Wisdom and sociability. You need charisma, though. Mystique. There, now we have 6 and 6.
Yes, we're cheating on her wife. Yes, this will have consequences. But honestly, yeah, using the carnality card on your wife doesn't seem like a good idea. I worry for this prostitute. It's fine. This is just sex. It's fine. We're just gonna be whipped for a while. Or maybe we whip her. I don't know. It's fine. But this will have an effect, so here we go. We've used up all of our people and our Sultan card, so now it is time to see what happens. People are still willing to come to our house. Let's see how much money we make. A good amount of money. We needed 3 successes for the highest returns, and we got 4, so... The clicking of coins makes you smile, but then you start to worry how long this kind of life will last. Increasingly, we are obsessed with our Sultan's card. Not that we have any currently on us. The Sultan is still not at court, but he has returned. The Sultan has returned. City's brothel, said to have a history older than the city walls and palace. Regardless, it's a good place to break the Sultan's card, because no matter how beautiful and praised they are just playthings indulged in for money. Throughout the process, she seems a bit absent-minded. The noble Lady Jalila turns out to be just a bronze card, not silver nor gold, leaving her lost and denying you the pleasures of legends. However, afterwards, she becomes a cheerful conversationalist, sharing tales of hidden quirks, stories of ladies striving to become upper level, and various beauty preservation secrets. Of course, when you politely decline to be a supplier for her nectar of youth, along with matters of card tier, it pricks at her self-esteem, thus ending your leisure time together. This is just a transaction. It might spark passion, though. We need at least 2 successes to have a chance for passion to spark. I don't know, do you guys think an 8 is enough? Miss Jalila is a mask, an imagined being woven by men's desires and women's skills. Amidst the tumult of passion, you seem to see the visage beneath the mask, but she called it another, better mask. Passion. Even in this twisted game, there are those who would desire you. It might not be love, yet it is a burning, yearning hunger, a seed of chaos. What did we get at the bookstore? Excellent bookstores never turn away friends who just want to look without buying. The book in your hand piques the other's interest. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about this. It is still a success. Zaki has even more support for us now than he did before. She wandered near your house. God only knows how she found your house. Thinks she wants to return the book. Raise her as your own daughter. You order servants to prepare a chamber befitting her noble status, purchasing fine clothes, jewelry, and exotic spices. After a complete transformation, she emerges as a remarkably graceful, keen, and endlessly curious lady. A treasure whose value only you recognize. This brings you an unexpected delight, even providing comfort amid the Sultan's game. Yet Lumera, still unaccustomed to her noble station, soon returns to the servants' quarters with all of her books. We got a bit of renown for it, though. So, we have a sterling reputation. The Sultan has returned to his loyal palace. You heard there wasn't a disturbance outside the city. Maybe you should go see what's happening. There are riots headed. Doing things. Your deeds seem to have rewarded you. Note mysterious aid surrounding you. Mysterious assistance has appeared. In recent years, the poor climate has led to poor harvests, and many emaciated and starving vagrants have flocked to the capital. Someone suggested to you to host a public charity event, providing them with some food to fill their bellies, while also enhancing your own renown. So the event day of charity has appeared. Maggie wants to tell you something. Insert into methinks. But first, the next card. A gold extravagance card. Do we change our Sultan's card? Gold is a little expensive. Like, a lot expensive. Renown and another minion. That's useful. Yes, we finally have another minion. She's not noble, but she will be able to do things. Like, go to the bookstore every day. And make use of the books. Alright, let's return it. Stone tier Conquest. This we can absolutely do. Yeah, we'll take that. We have so much shit going on now. But our wife wants to talk to us, so my love, what is it that you have problems with? Considering your needs, your wife takes out a dowry. Maggie comes to you with her close maids, who carry a beautiful and heavy wooden box, and you recognize it as Maggie's own dowry chest. She opens the box and grabs a few velvet pouches filled with heavy gold coins. I wish I could help you more, my love. Take these. At least don't worry about gold coins today. Maggie can have used these shiny little things to get beautiful silk, luxurious jewelry, or an exquisitely decorated sitting room, but she chose to give them to you. Don't refuse or I'll be angry. But... oh, pardon me. Don't do anything to make me sad or I'll be angry too. Maggie says this with a smile, but her eyes aren't smiling. We've gained an extra 5 gold coins. The book needs to go down here. So we now have Lumera. Many people can read, but she reads with a merciless efficiency and lives out the teachings with no regard of morality or difficulty. She ignores any prerequisites there may be for reading a book because she is a genius girl with 2 wisdom, 2 charisma, and 1 physique. Which is fantastic. We now have an extra person to go do things around the town. Who is in court today? Iman is in court today. We have 2 slander lurking against us. So bad. A priest who has served God since childhood might even the most unyielding devotion conceal fractures? A priest of the righteous path who does have a single point of opposition against us is a walker of the righteous path. And a bookworm. So we can find him in the bookstore on occasion. We do need to send someone to court. We cannot send Lumera because you have to have a noble, and she is not a noble. She's simply a follower. So I'm gonna send our friend here to court just to ensure that we do not get any more slander. We did acquire a new person, yes. The girl that we gave a book to, she came back. Yeah, we'll struggle with silver. Gold is past us. Stats aren't great, but she's another body and has good potential. Yeah. What is this mysterious assistance? At the end of a weary day, as you're passing through the shadow cast by the Sultan's palace walls, ready to return home, a woman in white stands in your way. Her pale hands and silver hair seem to glow brighter in the darkness, piercing your eyes. Do you need help? She asks with a sense of approval. This is what you deserve. Whether she's merely a mortal hiding her identity or a messenger of divine power, what harm is there in making a request? Based on the cards you insert, there will be a corresponding reply. Can help improve attributes. Can do nothing. Can give you a bag of coins. Okay. Can give you a corresponding piece of gold tier intelligence. Holy shit, that's powerful. Can do nothing. We do have to deal with this. What about rationality? Can do nothing. Okay. Wisdom and sociability, survival and magic, stealth and combat. Stealth and survival. Kind of want this. This is powerful. Gold tier intelligence from a stone tier intelligence. That's huge. Yes, we have adopted random girls from the streets. Let's go. Turns out she'll read anything at all, so she doesn't need to fulfill prerequisites to be allowed to read books. Yeah, like I could just literally buy books and have her read them all and her stats will improve ridiculously. Or I could use this to improve her stats. Or anybody else's stats for that matter. We have many stats though, but I'm gonna get this tactics card goldified. You don't have any sociability. Okay. You go here. Make us money. You become a thing. Please sort yourself out. And go to you, because I need you to have some amount of sociability, please. And upping your wisdom is always good, so do that. The Day of Charity requires 5 gold coins. Bloodshed or carnality can be used here, but you really should not do that. And good deeds can strengthen faith. Okay. That's fine. Riots. Petuna. Her husband passed away recently and her only son, still young. Now, like vultures, her relatives close in on her. She's a wealthy widow. She's got some opposition against us. If we help her out, we will get rewarded. It requires combat and physique, which we have. And this can do Conquest cards. I could do this today. But I have 7 days, and this will sit here for another 3. So maybe we think about this. We do not have the ability to kill these guys. Like, they're ridiculous. We don't have the influence yet, so we cannot go visit the prison. Could go to the bathhouse for something. We can improve ourselves with a book. We do need to read this note, actually, so maybe I will do that. You sent people to investigate the address on this note, and they took some time before realizing that, hidden behind some twists and turns, the remote mansion actually belongs to Novel. You feel a slight stir. Was leaving this note a negligence, a coincidence, or a bait for the willing? You might watch Novel's movements these days. Maybe he really will. Okay. That didn't bring up anything. We still have what's in the store. Not that we can afford much of anything there. What do we want Arzu to do? Zaid is Said. We could influence him. Hey, Pee-Pee. Thank you for the lurk. Ah, yes, we have acquired a nerd. Necessary in our journey to stab kiss everyone. Do we even need more charity? The Day of Charity will give rewards regardless. This needs wisdom and survival. I have 2 survival, and I have a book that would give me more. Maybe it's books for our guy as well. It's books for multiple people day. That's what I'm doing today. I don't know if that's optimal, but this is what we're doing. It's fine. Yeah, we are boosting our stats right now by reading books, Broccoli. That's how we're doing. That's how you can boost your stats primarily, is you read books. So, here we go. People are coming to our house. Let's see how much money we make today. Our lovely wife made us plenty of money. We love that. Thank you, wife. You are the best. We're still obsessed with our card. Frequent appearances are necessity of life here. The nobles are bickering today. The palace intrigues have made the Sultan weary. But we have gotten a secret. Good for us. Something noteworthy is happening somewhere. At the end of a weary day, you're passing through the shadows cast by the Sultan's palace walls, ready to return home. A woman in white stands in your way. Her pale hands and silver hair seem to glow brighter in the darkness, piercing your eyes. Do you need help? She asks with a sense of approval. This is what you deserve. Whether she's merely a mortal hiding her identity or a messenger of divine power, what harm is there in making a request? You want to always be victorious. No one can always win, not even the Sultan, the old woman chuckles. But there are some tricks. When the night comes, you dream yourself repeatedly delve into despairing battles, experiencing enough victory and death. Gold level tactics. Let's go. Someone suggests you initiate a public relief effort to provide food for the starving victims, not only filling their stomachs, but also enhancing your renown. The displaced people, those who can't get enough to eat, line up at your porridge tent, gratefully chanting your name with appreciations. In that time, everyone knows of your fame. Reading can improve yourself, so develop a habit. What appears to be an interesting fairy tale to children reads differently for adults. Luminara gets 2 wisdom and 1 sociability, but we have lost this book. Luminara is thoughtful. Reading. The protagonist's adventure makes Arzu yearn for adventure. We gain 1 survival and 1 stealth. So we have improved stats. Knowledge is power. Like Cultist Simulator, this game is very similar to Cultist Simulator. Not enough anxiety, though. Oh, the anxiety will come, Plague. I assure you the anxiety will come. And as mentioned, this game is in a bundle with Cultist Simulator right now. So, go check that out. At least it was the last time I checked. Jabal, the general of the Sultan, suddenly stops you as you leave. Want to make a deal, he says, extending a pair of calloused hands. Give me that Conquest card. I haven't faced any valuable opponents for a while. My hands itch to fight something. You mentioned the Sultan might not like that, but Jabal was unfazed. As long as no one knows it was me, what do you worry about? I'll give you the evidence of Conquest directly. You can just pass it on to the Sultan. Did he read Jabalino? So, do we refuse Jabal, the great general of the Sultan? Or do we go, yes, please do this for me. I don't want to do it. It is a Conquest card, but it is only stone. We could handle it ourselves. What do we think, chat? Refuse. We can handle it. All right, but we might piss him off. I love playing wizard. Mr. Scrake, are you bending reality to your will? Or are you just fireballing everything? Although my early game is a bit unorthodox. That's fair. There are many kinds of wizards, you know. The Sultan would be very unhappy. We can handle it, and the Sultan would not be impressed at how we were a coward and gave it to someone who would trivialize it. I mean, if we still had that gold Conquest card, I would be like, yes, sounds good, have fun. Good luck not getting killed, but You're wielding 2 short swords? I mean, that's fine. And you're an evocation wizard. Also fine. Evocation wizards are very hardy. You hesitated, fearing the consequences if the Sultan learned. It could spell disaster for both your families. Ha! Really? I thought you dared to advise the Sultan and would have more courage than others. He mocked you mercilessly, then left without looking back. Well, that could be a problem. A playboy who spends his day at the House of Delights hears about your predicament from his lover and, wanting to alleviate his boredom, comes to find you. Oh boy. Your informant reported Your informant reported Nawful indeed went to the secluded place. Perhaps it's time to go there. Your political enemy, a silver courtier at least, always oppose you. That's right. You hold authority granted by the Sultan card. You could very well just kill him legally using bloodshed. Does he never know what fear is? Event private meeting has appeared. So we have 14 days to go to this private meeting. We also have an interesting incident, and your recent activities have caught the interest of a beautiful noblewoman. She insists you come to her house to discuss important matters. Vanity has appeared. Oh geez. So we have renown. God, the sounds of that is so good. But this is where I'm going to save, because I think it's time to wrap up, you guys. Let us save and exit. Thank you for joining me for this starting of Sultan's game. We've already died once, and we're going for crazy. 11 wizard, 1 cleric. Mr. Scrake, excellent. I am Mayrin Althea Tover, and I play a variety of games, and I usually go by May. I also stream Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern US time, so if you would like to see more of Sultan's game, please come join me tomorrow at 1. If you don't have a follow and notifications on either here or over on Blue Sky, you won't get the reminder, but you can solve that really quickly right this second. Optionally, of course. Needless to say, I also have a YouTube channel for all the VODs, and today's VOD, if you've missed anything about Sultan's game, including how to play, because I do go through all of that, feel free to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when today's VOD goes live. It will go live later today, I promise. There will be a handy-dandy playlist when it arrives, and you can see what other games that I have streamed in my variety streams, so feel free to go check that out. I also raid my friends here, so, you know, you can copy pasta my raid message or spice it up with your own love heart or rage emojis, but let's go see who we will raid today while Mr. Scrake goes to bed, because it is very late for him. Good night, Mr. Scrake. I hope you sleep well, and I hope that if you are headed to bed because it is the end of your day, either on live right now or in the VODs, I hope you sleep well as well. Let's see here. I've got choices. We are gonna go check out what's up with Great Kraken. He is playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition again, apparently. Or maybe it's the second game, but he is an Irish streamer from Northern Ireland. His community is fantastic. He usually does like Dead by Daylight and things like that, but he's fantastic. does poetry, has cats. Like, you can't go wrong with this guy. I like Paul. You can call him Paul or Great Kraken or Kraken, but he's lovely. So I hope that you guys will give him all the love from my stream, and that I will see you again tomorrow when we play some more Sultan's game and see if we can't survive the machinations of this evil, evil thing. Until then, you guys, take care, because we raid in 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys.